Wang Mingyan is a Chinese YouTube celebrity who has gained a massive following with her online travel show, where she can be seen devouring exotic foods, including animals, that are considered disgusting to the Western palate. In her 2016 video, the young Chinese woman can be seen picking a bat from a bowl of broth before tearing it apart with her hands and picking off pieces to eat. The clip has been shared widely, especially after some scientists revealed that the coronavirus may have spread from the Wuhan seafood market that authorities dubbed Ground Zero for the virus. However, while many claim the video was filmed in Wuhan and went so far as to point to the video as proof of the dirty eating habits of the Chinese people, the video was actually filmed in the Pacific Island nation of Palau, where the bat dish is eaten locally. 7 years ago, Colorado citizens, tired of the war on drugs, made U.S. history by voting to legalize recreational marijuana. Then last year, the state once again placed themselves on the right side of history as they voted to decriminalize magic mushrooms. Now, a major city in California is following suit, but not just with psilocybin. Activist Post reports Santa Cruz has passed a decriminalization measure for other psychedelics, including mescaline. The measure passed the city council with overwhelming support. The recent measure does not mean that mushrooms and other plants are now legal. It simply means that cops can't make it a priority to go after those who use them, and it won't land people in jail for possession. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Reflecting on the persistent troubles it caused his sibling during childhood, local doctor Daniel Barrett told reporters this week about his average-looking brother, Kevin, who first inspired him to be a cosmetic surgeon.
As a kid, I remembered thinking that there was nothing I could do for Kevin. Watching someone you really love and care about suffer from a weak jawline or unsymmetrical features, it had a major impact on me.
And in this week's local news, a community theater gives the part of Blanche Dubois to Kathy Hamilton. In other news, a moviegoer manages to sneak candy past a teenage usher earning $7 an hour. A new app matches you with others in the vicinity who wasted $2.99 on the same app. And a Roman centurion crawling out of a New York City manhole cover is in for one wacky adventure. Having graciously spread my knowledge to the uneducated masses, I now return to the stately, elegant ranks of News Announcer Society. For more, keep checking theonion.com.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria,
Jack,
and Jay Noon.
And we're going to be having a discussion about the Alt Expo coming up this Saturday in Manchester. Or the two of you are going to be having a discussion. I'm going to mostly sit here and try not to die of whatever sickness I happen to have. So sorry in advance if I get either of you ill. But so you founded the Alt Expo, correct?
That's right.
So can you describe what it is?
Yeah, well, just a little bit of preview, and I'll keep it short, but I was one of the first organizers or volunteers to organize the first Liberty Forum in 2007, so that goes back to 2006 as a volunteer. And I have long been of this theory that we need to be promoting all kinds of alternatives to the state and build a better society instead of getting in there.
So let me stop you right here,
Sure.
Jack. First, maybe we should tell the audience, because just because they're listening to Free Talk Live doesn't mean they know what Liberty Forum is or where it came from.
Right.
So Liberty Forum is like the winter indoor festival, the Winter Pork Fest, essentially. It's like a more of a formal convention of libertarian speakers and promoters, and like 2007 was like one of the really epic ones. So like Ron Paul came. Is that correct?
Yeah. Well, actually, the lead speaker was John Stossel.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
And so it's the Free State Project's winter event. I think the way they kind of look at it is like some people like camping and some people like events in hotels. You know, some people don't want to be out there with the bugs and weeds and stuff.
It's hard to go camping in New Hampshire in February.
Oh yeah, of course. You got to be rugged.
And so, anyways, you started Alt Expo in 2007.
Yeah, what happened was we got a little segment on the Liberty Forum agenda to talk about alternatives to the state. So we had a 1-hour segment, 15 minutes each for 4 speakers, and then they kind of they canceled our segment because they didn't like the speakers. The organizer did, Irina. So we just said, okay, well, we'll just do something upstairs. And from then on, Alt Expo kind of brought all the different things that people were talking about other than politics.
Right.
So, I mean, the first event we had people that were doing a libertarian newspaper. We had a thing about spy chips, about the RFID chips. We had a whole range of things. I can't even remember because that was 11 years ago.
And for years, I mean, when
12.
my first Pork Fest, I met you. You had Alt Expo tent set up, and then when I met you, I walked in on it was does vaccine cause autism? Actually, is my very first Alt Expo debate. It was a debate, I think, between might have been Brett Vanat and somebody else. I can't exactly remember, but that was like, I don't know, 2008-ish or something. And that was pretty interesting. I remember you had your USB power or USB charger thing that you put on next to a kettle of water or something you were showing me, and you had all these cool gizmos. It was like some of the first. It was like all this stuff that I've only seen in Sharper Image magazine. I don't know who brought it all, if it was your stuff, but there was some really neat gear there that you were showing off.
I've even forgotten some of that because that's what people do is they bring the latest things. That's what we want to try to encourage. I mean, because one of our ways to get freer is through technologies, and we could go on and on about that. So.
And that's what Alt Expo is about, all the alternatives to freedom, because there's a lot of energy being put into the political side of freedom, but you wanted to bring that energy to the realistic side, like stuff people can do every day in their lives.
Exactly. And a whole bunch of people that do move to New Hampshire, that's what their real interest is anyway. So we're not creating the market, we're just trying to serve that market, really.
With the information, and the information's always been pretty epic. I've learned so many great things. Actually, your Alt Expos kind of encouraged me over the years to go forward with my man camp idea that I've been
perfect, yeah,
and implementing slowly and working on and building. And I really hope that this summer I'm able to do an actual 6-week, man camp homeschool program out of my house.
Yeah, and the homeschooling they're one of my heroes in the alternatives movement. In that they're people that have gone ahead and tried to solve their problem, the current problem with the state, which is, hey, I don't want my kids to be indoctrinated at the public schools. So you have to put forth a lot of extra effort to homeschool. Usually the mom usually gives up her job even. And but what might be missing in a situation like that is like a shop class, and you jump in and you fill that role perfectly. Right,
and that's what man camp's essentially meant to be, is like, because I went to public school, and my favorite curriculum was shop class. And I did well in it.
I took electrical shop, so way back then, and I took drafting too. So drafting was considered shop,
which is a good skill that really helps, because if you wanted, well, I've watched you draw out electrical diagrams, and having those drafting skills certainly helps for the planning and being somewhat efficient about whatever you're going to build, whether it's a house or a chicken coop or anything.
Yeah, I think I've drawn pictures since I was a kid, and so when I got introduced to actual formal engineering drawing in high school, can't remember what year.
See, we didn't have anything cool like that when I was in high school. We had some computer classes, and that was it. It was all about just English, math, and history.
Yeah, all about academia, and not everybody's an academic.
We did, because this was Mississippi, we did have an ag class and things like that, but only like 6 students each semester attended it.
Oh, okay.
I hate to say about the computer thing. Oh, I'm sorry. My high school was before they invented computers.
Well, computers have been good to me.
Well, a lot of the computer science money, from what I understand in the public school system, essentially came, they cut like, the shop class and things like that. At least at like the town I grew up in, that's kind of what happened. Like the shop class is like, I actually believe where my shop class was now a computer science room. It's basically, it's not a shop class anymore. And then the shop class is just this like little like room, which was, was like, I don't know, just a classroom down in the basement, 20 years ago. I don't know, just what the kids tell me that go to school. I'm like, oh, is it the shop teacher, Mr. Webster? Oh, no, he's been gone for a long time. There's really no shop class anymore, that they said. So, but they have a vocational school. And but the thing is more importantly, I mean, you talk about homeschooling. That is one of the finest, levels of activism I really think you can do. First off, it's a complex one.
Right.
It takes a lot of energy. If your family is homeschooling, I mean, you're dedicated to this thing. You got to do it. But it's good for everybody. It's good for mom who's teaching it. It's good for dad who's teaching it. It's good to get the grandparents in it, because I know when I teach a skill to somebody, like I'll find these projects to make for kids out of iron. So I'll go on YouTube and I'll just look at some and I'll make that and I'll do a video and I'll make it myself. And then I usually might make it maybe 2 or 3 times. Sometimes I make it once, depending on whatever the project is, because I don't want to look like I've never made this thing before while I'm teaching some kids. But when I teach like 4 kids how to make this particular project, and then I go make that coat hanger or whatever, or hook or knife, or next time, it's like, wow, I just I can make it just so much better. And the same thing, like when I taught people, I started teaching horseback riding lessons when I was a teenager. And you got to use a whole different part of your brain to now express this information. So the homeschooling moms are usually like really sharp, I've noticed, and you deal with a lot of them too.
Yeah, there's a saying that the teacher learns the most, because you have to learn more than the kids you're just about to teach, And
then also what's cool, like in the homeschools, and also I've seen is what Man Camp, not Man Camp, sorry, Alt Expo. There's some kids that I've met in Alt Expo were teenagers coming to Pork Fest, and now they're in their 20s, and now they're, got their own little deals that they're teaching, and one guy teaches about, phone security and how to make your phone secure, and all this stuff, and he's really into the securitization of your tech. And just like with the homeschooling program, when you have the 12-year-old kid teaching the 5-year-old kid how to add, subtract, how to read, that 12-year-old kid gets just a whole layer of education and understanding of the disciplines he's teaching his little brother or sister.
Yeah, and when you're actually in the shop and you're motivated to finish a project, and if you have to learn a little math along the way, a little addition, subtraction, how to read a scale, a tape measure, now the kid's motivated to learn that. Like if you teach it in the reverse order.
Well, if you have questions for Jack, give us a call at 855-450-3733. We're going to keep talking about alternatives to the political system. 855-450-3733.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com. I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet, at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
Hi, I'm Derek J. I don't want a politician to represent me. To me, government is the idea that one group of people can coerce everyone to comply with an edict or face increasing punishments up to and including death. Despite perhaps the most noble of intentions, the best government services are a far cry from what could be provided for by voluntary interactions. Besides, the people who call themselves the government wage wars and put peaceful people in jail for crimes involving no victims. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Now you can follow LRN.FM on the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control, and you can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. Hopefully, though, you'll have some questions for Jack regarding the Alt Expo. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria,
Jack,
and Jay.
And one of the things I find most interesting about the Alt Expo is the technological aspect of it, because one of the core ideas kicking around in my head that all of human history is basically a war between humanity's dark side and humanity's light side. And the way that the good side finds expression is through technology that circumvents the dark side that is the state, the animalistic, barbaric, controlling side.
Yeah, it's just like going back to the public schools, like the computer science lab. Like they paid way too much money for every computer, and like when they paid for it, all the like computers were literally out of date.
Yeah, by the time they got shipped, they were obsolete.
Not even by the time they got shipped, just when they paid for it, they bought obsolete junk because, well, it's the government. So they it's a good secondary market, I guess, for these computer manufacturers. Like Dell's got a whole bunch of computers that are they can't give away. We'll sell them to the public schools for triple retail,
full price, or triple, yeah. So, I always talk about, lately I was trying to figure out what is it we're trying to do right now. Like, we can't dominate the state. That's what people that are in politics try to do. They try to get in there and they're going to control the state. But I think what we got to do is survive the state. Like, if you look at the big scale of history, most empires have fallen eventually, and you just have to try to keep from getting killed in the process.
I mean, we could, just kind of hang out and build and wait for the state to die. Survive the state is actually a really great thing, because I talk to people. I've been talking to people my entire life about prepping, survivalism. So I started buying. I got one of the first jobs I had as a kid I worked in this guy's factory in Belchertown, Massachusetts, and I was a teenager, and I would go there and just clean up all the I did like janitorial work. So like they had stations where there was chips of aluminum. They made aluminum screen houses of vinyl windows. So I'd like empty out all these bins, and the guy paid me in like Liberty silver dollars, like walking
cool,
Liberty
cool.
dollars silver, and he paid me $1 silver per hour. Well, that was like $6 in 2000 or 1993, or 1992, or maybe it was $3. I don't remember, but. So I still got like pretty much all those silver coins. I probably, I don't know, maybe got 100 of them or something. I kind of did that for one summer. And then I being into silver, you get into meeting preppers and being into the whole sovereign movement throughout the 90s and the John Bircher and all this stuff. This is why I started Man Camp, is because when the state fails, the most valuable asset you have is your skill set.
Right.
You can be a .com billionaire, and your billions of fiat Federal Reserve notes in the bank, are going to be worthless. Or maybe you got a bunch of silver and a bunch of guns and a bunch of gold, but you don't know how to distill water. You don't know how to change your tire on your car. You got no real life skills. So our most valuable asset is skills. And yeah, that's been a huge. I learned a lot of skills at Alt Expo for years.
Yeah, it sounds like you had a guy that really knew what was valuable when he was paying you in silver. Like our first Alt Expo, one of our presenters was the guy that was the regional currency officer for Liberty Dollar. So Liberty Dollar was the big thing around here in silver coinage until Bitcoin was invented, because silver was like really stable, and then Bitcoin just took off. And I'm sorry to say, I'm the guy that heard about Bitcoin the week it was introduced, and it cost like 0.01 cent per Bitcoin. And I didn't buy $100 worth, which I should have.
Well, neither did I. Going all the way back to like 2008. At Ron Paul's first major presidential campaign, I was hearing about Bitcoin, but I just waved it off as something to be ignored. And I mean, we could all have millions of Bitcoin right now that we paid $5 for.
These techno geeks always think, oh, yeah, this new software is going to solve all the world's problems. And I'm going, yeah.
Yeah, well, I was very critical of Bitcoin when I first heard about it. I was like, this is just more of the same.
Yeah, I was like, this is just inflationary crap. Get it out of my face.
You're not even going to put it on a piece of paper. You're going to make it just digital. And now it's really worthless. I can't touch it. I can't use it for toilet paper. I can't use it for wallpaper. And I was just grilling my brother Josh, actually, is the guy I was grilling about it. And Josh is like, no, I mean, they're talking about it on Free Talk Live.
So it must be good.
Well, and even the first call, when the guy who called into Free Talk Live to talk about it, if anybody goes in a Wayback Machine, and I'm sure it's on the archive somewhere, you could probably search the website for like Bitcoin call or something. But yeah, I mean, Ian and I believe Mark was on the show too that night, but they were like, well, this sounds fishy, and I mean, and they're genuinely skeptical of it. And then, but since Bitcoin, I mean, 2015, there was some guys trying to sell me this global reserve currency. It's a digital cryptocurrency that makes Bitcoin look like the Model T Ford, and this is a Ferrari. And I'm like, so I'm on a conference call, and I'm like, okay, so is this proof of stake concept or proof of work? I even forget the terminology I use, but I was really learning about mining and like how the blockchain works.
Yeah.
Well, these guys couldn't answer any of these questions, and when they, I'm like, what kind of mining rig runs your blockchain? Because that's how blockchain technology works. Is the miners do the transactions and they essentially get rewarded. And when a new block is created, Bitcoin's released, and they're like, oh, it doesn't work like that. And they could have been right, but I just didn't know. But they were trying to sell it for a quarter. And I think if you go look at it right now, it's like, 1/1,000,000th of a quarter. I don't know the price, but it was just one of those pump and dump scam coins. But yeah, there was a time when I was like, no, silver and gold only, and maybe some copper for small exchanges. But now, yeah, cryptocurrencies won me over. I love it. I tell people it's the answer to the war.
Yeah. So this is the thing about when you do have freedom, free market in ideas, then you keep trying different things, and some of them don't work, honestly, So we've had silver, Liberty Dollar. I always thought there's a few defects in Liberty Dollar, and then he gets arrested, and
Right. I mean, he probably didn't need to use the word dollar.
Yep, that was a mistake.
Have you seen these? The Utah Goldbacks?
Yeah, I saw one the other day. I think Jay showed me. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I actually been buying some Utah Goldbacks, and I've been paying some helpers. The kids that came over and helped do firewood, they didn't want any Goldbacks. They wanted FRNs. He asked me if he could buy bubble gum with the Goldback, and I said, well, maybe, but I don't know.
Well, see, we've seen a whole bunch of other money systems. Actually, Alt Expo, I think in 2008 at PorkFest, we actually had our own money. I don't know if you knew about that, but they were called Expo hours.
Yes, I think I actually have acquired or either traded Expo hours at one time.
Yeah. So we actually printed them out. Of course, we printed them on a inkjet printer on some resume paper, the nicest paper we could find.
So nobody could counterfeit it.
Yeah. And so we recruited like 13 different vendors who would accept them, and then we had a board of governors meeting, and we passed resolutions, and we had an accountant, and we issued a certain amount of currency, and we discussed or we set a policy on what we would redeem it at the end of PorkFest for. So it was pretty cool. We tried that.
More alternatives to how we can actually do something about the state besides just use the pointless and ineffective political method. I mean, sure, you can run for office if you want, or you can actually take steps to be freer right now. 855-450-3733. Or you can use the Discord call-in lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeene.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeene.com.
This is the Liberty Radio Network, broadcasting the latest liberty-oriented audio content 24 hours a day at lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jack.
And Jay.
And Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com that allows you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash using dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. So finally, we have a global trading platform that respects our privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started buying and selling Bitcoin Cash. Again, it's local.bitcoin.com. Know your customer requirements. It's really one of the best peer-to-peer exchanges out there.
Very good. I've always liked Bitcoin.com. They've just good articles on there. It's good information to get people. Like I have it on the back of my business card, and I say, just go to Bitcoin.com. They explain everything, and just because sometimes I ain't got 5 minutes to explain to somebody. Just at a cashier, just trying to leave.
Very cool. I like the site as well. It's a good way for people to actually get into cryptocurrency, which, as we've been talking about, is an excellent alternative to the state's money. I mean, ideally, if every single American was using Bitcoin or Bitcoin Cash or Dash or just some sort of cryptocurrency, it would mean an end to the war.
Absolutely.
And effectively an end to the state.
I was just at this, the local Keene co-op here, at a bunch of earthy, crunchy, hippie type people working there, and I always say to them, the best, I go, you guys take Bitcoin yet? Oh, no, we don't. I go, well, that's the best anti-war activism we can actually do, is to use peer-to-peer currencies like Bitcoin. And then they're like, oh, tell me more.
Really?
That's what I always say to people. And most people, especially ones that don't like the war machine, they kind of want to know more. And then the ones who are okay with war are yeah, whatever, usually.
That's a great lead-in because you don't have to get into economics or political theory or anything else.
Right, just go straight to the heart of the situation. And then, with farmers, you could be using currencies that are actual peer-to-peer and that are backed by something, we can, farmers are tremendous victims of currency manipulation all the time, because a lot of, whether dairy farmers or crop farmers, a lot of these guys have to sell their crop on they're subject to this market. And for example, corn is, actually is worth less on the market than it costs to produce, because all of the big corporate farms are so heavily subsidized to produce corn and soybean and all these, how do you think you come up with 69-cent turkey, the week before Thanksgiving at your local supermarket? It's just all fed as government subsidized food as a surplus of. But if you want to go grow an acre of corn, what's that cost a bushel? You might get 80 bushel out of that acre. You got to get good money for it. But, the 1 or 2 acre farmer don't get that, crop insurance money. So now we've kind of talked the history of Alt Expo a little bit, Jack. And speaking of cryptocurrency, is there a way one of our listeners can make a cryptocurrency donation to Alt Expo?
Yeah, I wish we could. We don't have a crypto accepting thing on our website yet. But we'll have to do that. Actually, we need website help, so that's one of the things.
So yeah, you don't know how to put a Grandma Just button for donating crypto on your website, right?
No,
so,
but I know plenty.
That's unfortunate
plenty
because
guys do.
that's super easy.
Okay,
I mean, you basically just take a screenshot of your QR code and slap it on there and tell people which crypto it's for.
That is true. When I used to have a flip phone and I had my first Bitcoin wallet on my computer at home, and I'd be at PorkFest selling cheeseburgers out of the back of the pickup truck after all the vendors down by the fire. The vendors, I just would open up my flip phone and I had a picture of my QR code that I took off the computer screen, a week earlier. And I remember I had to keep on flicking back like 25 pictures. I kept on taking pictures to get back to the flip phone picture. And that's how I got actually, most of my Bitcoin back in the day. Was a festival.
Well, so now that you guys have embarrassed me publicly, I'll give you a little inside story, and that is we just really throw the Alt Expo together, a few weeks in advance, and we've got enough people that have great topics, really interesting stuff. We don't have actually an official organization. We don't get money from the Koch brothers and things like that and have an office and salaries. So it's a self-organized event, and which brings us to another thing. We should mention that ForkFest.Party is a big sponsor of ours this year, and so they're helping make it happen. That's an example of another decentralized event. And
ForkFest?
ForkFest.Party.
Tell us about ForkFest real quick.
Well, ForkFest came about, we're all part of the Free State Project, which is a bunch of us people that get together and
I'm actually not.
Well, let me just say,
I am here because of the Free State Project, but I actually have never had any affiliation
this
with
New
it.
Hampshire freedom migration, as some of us like to call it. I mean,
that would be more accurate.
There's a Shire Society. There's
I'm here because
everything.
Will was here, and Will was here because Ian is here.
Correct, and Ian was here because of the Free State Project.
Well, let me get to the end of the explanation. Of this group of us that moved here for a thing that we call the Free State Project, not a proper name. Some people formed a corporation called the Free State Project Incorporated, a New Hampshire nonprofit corporation. But those of us that are not participants in that, we're still members of the Free State Project, which is a bunch of us people. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, it's a grassroots organization. So yeah, you have the generic term Free State Project, which means something different than the proper corporate term FSP Inc. I don't even think they call themselves Free State Project. It's FSP Inc. I believe is the name of the corporation, correct?
I don't actually know. And most people that move here don't know that the corporation exists. They just take it all for granted. But yeah, there's a corporate structure. But anyway, what happens
don't really even matter. There's still, it's a freedom movement that we're all looking for. That's what I'm looking for, and that's what most of my friends are looking for.
Right.
Let me interrupt here so we can go to the phones. We got Mortified Penguin calling using discord.freetalklive.com. Mortified Penguin, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, Aria and Jay and Jack. Good to have you on, Mr. Jack. I got a quick question for you and the other hosts. By the way, I heard a really cool podcast last year featuring you talking about Kanken and agorism.
Oh, excellent.
Yeah, really excellent stuff, man. Really cool.
Was that on Non-Servium Media?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's a great series. If anybody wants to check it out, and got great guests like you. So you were talking about technology and your focus with all expos on technology, and I was just wondering, because technology is the one thing that kind of changes and develops over time. Do you think it's like the key, the ultimate key to liberation and kind of undoing the progressive, building of these of the state and of like the centralizing force of the Industrial Revolution and this all-encompassing government that we have over us? Is there really any like way to decentralize and distribute society without a focus on technology? Because the way I see it is like ideas are a dime a dozen. People have ideas all the time, every day, here and there, but what we don't have is a technology for it.
Yeah, the short answer is yes, but a little bit longer is like even farming is a technology in the sense that, people learned something new about how crops grow, and they figured if they could, plow a furrow and plant, they could organize and they get higher output. So when I say technology, that doesn't mean it has to be computers or whatever. I mean, just tool. Man is a tool using animal. So even using any tools like the hammer is a technology. It's better than a rock, to pound a nail in. So I don't mean to say, like way out in outer space. The thing that we have right now going on is that big state is the biggest customer for technologists. They pay people enough that they'll go to work for the war machine. And what we have going on now is, I think, independent people developing in a decentralized way a lot of technologies like Bitcoin. If you go around the country right now, there's a lot of hacker spaces and maker spaces, and that's where folks get together and they share knowledge about how to build stuff. And it's a lot of fun. If you go to, I think it's hackerspaces.org, you'll see a list of thousands of them in the U.S. alone.
And those are all people working to essentially circumvent the state and various regulations and
decentralized technology development.
Okay. To make the state obsolete, then.
Well, not so much the hacker spaces. The hacker space is just like a place where you can get a $100 a month membership and all the tools you could want to use are there, essentially.
It's kind of a co-op.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have 2 convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
Hunters, anglers, campers, and survivalists. Get back to nature. Expand your horizons with the highest quality, most versatile, unique slingshots and sling bows on the market at slingbow.com. Slingbow products are compact and models start from just $17.98. They're perfect for your bug out bag or storing in your vehicle. Give yourself and your loved ones the excitement and tradition of Slingbow, a new frontier in archery and truly modern twist on this primitive survival tool. Feel the thrill only at slingbow.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jack.
And Jay.
And for years, libertarian is exclusively for individuals who reject the initiation of force and those who agree to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle. So put your voluntarist ideas into action at liberty.menu and use code FTL to get a special badge. Once more, that's liberty.menu. So we're talking about the Alt Expo here. What do you have planned for this particular one coming up Saturday?
Well, one of the most exciting parts is Free Talk Live itself has always been a big part of Liberty Forum and PorcFest events until fairly recent years. So we're happy to host them. They're going to be recording their show Saturday from 10 to 2. And we're in the Adams room of the hotel, so there'll be a big studio audience space, and that'll be pretty interesting. A really good welcome back to the Liberty Forum event, courtesy of the Alt Expo.
Well, sort of a welcome back to the Liberty Forum event.
in the next building.
Yeah.
But we got a lot of other stuff. Like one of the things I always try to do is I lay out what I call the alternative strategy, and how this plays in where people, we were just talking about hacker spaces at the end of the last segment. Well, those are people that are doing decentralized technology development, and they're not necessarily doing it out of a political intent, but it sort of has a political effect. Like, Bitcoin itself was an independent technology development. But we also have somebody who's going to talk about how do you organize a decentralized event, or some suggestions for organizing a decentralized event. Now, that sounds odd to say organizing.
Well, yeah, I mean, they don't really get organized. You do have some people throwing out ideas. But
given that it's open for different people to try different things, one of the concepts was, like, if somebody wants to have a speaker where it's going to cost a lot of money to fly them there, the concept would be maybe to have a GoFundMe type thing where you bid on what speakers you want to hear. So that was just like a new concept, and that came out last year at PorcFest as a kind of a concept. But they'll go into that a lot more. We have I don't know if everybody knows Francois Rideau. He's going to talk about steps towards digital sovereignty, he calls it. And we have a guy in the healthcare freedom area, Thomas McLeod. He's been in the healthcare freedom movement for like 41 years or so, and he's going to give a little historical perspective on that. And we've got Patrick Bender talking about the Porcupine City Mesh Network. I think he's changed the name of it, but mesh networking has been something we've been promoting, I think, for 10 years or so now. But I never knew quite the technology end of it myself to do it, but I kept inviting speakers. So now there's some new technologies, mostly this Althea software that allows you to have a mesh network and actually to charge for the traffic. So it could have some financial incentive for the mesh networks to grow. Let's see, we've done a couple of things around here. As you know, when we're trying to build a better future because we're trying to survive the state and all that, food security is one of the things, and Jay talks about that. So we have a food cooperative we call the Shire Co-op. We'll give a little bit of info on that and how somebody could get involved and why you should. The other thing is, like, sometimes people, as best they try, they run into a health problem or something like that. So we have a group called Shire Solidarity, how to, help each other out when there's a difficult time. And it's not the same as charity. So solidarity is a concept where you work together within your movement. And charity is kind of like a random giving to people that you don't know. Oh my gosh, so many things. I got a few more. Our big speaker for Saturday night is going to be Ernie Hancock from Freedom's Phoenix. So Ernie's got a few things he wants to throw in. He's going on a tour of the country in 2020, but also he's he's big on truth and how do we get past big tech censorship of some of the most important issues of our times. I've left out a few things. We're going to have something on tiny homes. Jay wants to talk about red pill moms, a new activist segment within the whole freedom movement.
So describe that for me.
So
that's the anti-vax moms that you want to move to New Hampshire, basically?
It's the moms that I saw in a YouTube video screaming at the governor of California that they will die in order to ensure that their kids aren't mandatory there's no mandatory vaccines. They're not going to vaccinate their kids because what the real science has been saying, what the moms, thousands and thousands of moms have, there's interviews all over the place that their babies were vaccine damaged. The baby was fine, went and got the vaccine. Baby had a fever, was never right, or was died. These vaccine injuries, these moms report these vaccine injuries and they're ignored. They're told this is normal. So most of the vaccine injuries aren't even getting reported. The doctors aren't good about reporting them. The emergency rooms aren't good about reporting them. There's just time after time after time. So when I say to red pill moms that are willing to fight to the death, I think that's what the quote was. One lady says, she's screaming at the governor of New Hampshire, on his front yard, not New Hampshire, California on his front yard, because we're going to take away doctor exemptions.
Medical exemptions, yeah.
What they do a little blood test on the kid, and they see if the kid is going to have a reaction, and they can tell. And the doctor says, yeah, you shouldn't give your kid these vaccines because it's going to have reaction. This is a doctor, a healthcare professional that the legislature is trying to say, no, we don't want you saying you're allowing to exempt kids for, and most of it's for state benefits of one form or another.
Yeah, if you want to see what Jay's talking about, you could probably do a search on YouTube for California moms, governor, whatever. They were going to beat down the governor's door. I mean, they first chained themselves to the outside of the building. I think 6 moms got arrested. And then they were going down the hall, and there was like hundreds of them in the hallway, and they were going bam, bam, bam on the governor's door. So the thing that's hard for some libertarians to get is this is a science issue. Like a lot of people think that anti-vaxxers are against science. No, what's gone on so far is government labs and big pharma have sort of buried the real science, and they've paid off the science that benefits their viewpoint. But what the science is showing, and by the way, this isn't even controversial anymore. In 1986, there was the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act. Congress said there's childhood vaccine injury. And all they did was they set up a special court to say, okay, we're going to go ahead and give the vaccines and we'll just compensate you for the injury.
Who's paying that money?
Well, yeah. Okay. So what happens is the taxpayers or the vaccine recipients pay a tax on each vaccine. So the consumers are actually paying for this. It goes into a
cases in history of defense, lawyers are protecting big pharma.
Department of Justice lawyers.
Or Department of Justice. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So what this will be interesting because in about 2 months there's a new movie coming out called The Act, and this is going to be about the National Childhood Vaccine Injury Act and the effect it's had on public health and all that. So I know we got off on a tangent, but we're all pro-science here. Myself, I'm an engineer. I use science every day. But the real science is showing that the unvaccinated kids are healthier.
Yes.
So that's the short
your
of
Amish
it.
kids, your homeschooling kids. And there's another guy, I'm going to try to get him the Pork Fest. I can't remember. I should have wrote it down. I'm going to do a little show prep about him later. But he's talking about how he believes that one of the biggest back to the land movement we're going to see in the very near future. We're going to see a lot of people leaving suburban America, a lot of people leaving urban America and moving out into the woods, moving out into the hills, moving out into the country, getting a homestead. I mean, if you had 3-4 acres here in New Hampshire, you can pretty much feed yourself if you want to work a little bit.
Yep.
Sounds like interesting developments in the...
Yes, interesting developments in the world. We need to get back to the land. This is Free Talk Live. Feel free to call in 855-453. That's 855-450-3733. Free Talk Live.
Are you able to set your own schedule, work, play, or sleep whenever you want, 7 days a week? Are you free to date whomever you want, even if you're already married? I'm Caleb Jones, and I've taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,577, silver at $17.57, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,398. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, a former investigator with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons recently testified about attempts to suppress evidence, which contradicted the OPCW's final report. The report claimed Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was responsible for an alleged gas attack in April 2018. Activist Post reports that on January 20th, investigator Ian Henderson testified at a United Nations Security Council Aria formula meeting on the fact-finding mission report on DOMA, stating that there was in fact no gas attack in April 2018. Henderson worked for the OPCW for 12 years as an inspection team leader and engineering expert. The Gray Zone reports that Henderson told the UN Security Council session that his fact-finding mission team had serious misgivings that a chemical attack had occurred. Henderson also told the council that his team had rejected the FFM scientific research, dismissed the entire team, and produced a report that completely contradicted the team's initial findings. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. A social media influencer from China has issued a public apology after video of her eating bat soup in 2016 re-emerged following the coronavirus outbreak. Wang Mengyan is a Chinese YouTube celebrity who has gained a massive following with her online travel show, where she can be seen devouring exotic foods, including animals, that are considered disgusting to the Western palate. In her 2016 video, the young Chinese woman can be seen picking a bat from a bowl of broth before tearing it apart with her hands and picking off pieces to eat. The clip has been shared widely, especially after some scientists revealed that the coronavirus may have spread from the Wuhan seafood market that authorities dubbed Ground Zero for the virus. However, while many claim the video was filmed in Wuhan and went so far as to point to the video as proof of the dirty eating habits of the Chinese people, the video was actually filmed in the Pacific Island nation of Palau, where the bat dish is eaten locally. 7 years ago, Colorado citizens, tired of the war on drugs, made U.S. history by voting to legalize recreational marijuana. Then last year, the state once again placed themselves on the right side of history as they voted to decriminalize magic mushrooms. Now, a major city in California is following suit, but not just with psilocybin. Activist Post reports Santa Cruz has passed a decriminalization measure for other psychedelics, including mescaline. The measure passed the city council with overwhelming support. The recent measure does not mean that mushrooms and other plants are now legal. It simply means that cops can't make it a priority to go after those who use them, and it won't land people in jail for possession. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Shortly after Seattle area consulting firm Brink and Tiller received a resume from Corey Wilhelm, a college graduate with a Bachelor's of Arts degree in communications, Human Resources Director Robert Bradshaw immediately fast-tracked Wilhelm's application and spoke with The Onion about this exceptional candidate.
Well, the second I saw Corey's resume, I knew I had to send it straight up to our CEO. I mean, we're talking about an applicant who not only got into the University of Washington School of Communication, but also managed to graduate in 4 years with a Bachelor of Arts. This kid's only 22, but according to his resume, he already has experience in Word, Excel, and PowerPoint. We're really going to have to move fast to get this guy.
Bradshaw went on to say that company heads could barely believe the candidate had 2 years of experience working at his college newspaper and had even taken a full 4 years of high school Spanish. Since receiving the application, Bradshaw claims the company has made numerous attempts to reach Wilhelm.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jack.
And Jay.
And although we've been talking about the Alt Expo for the last hour, we have had a caller sitting on hold for quite a while who wants to talk about just government in general. I wanted to let the two of you go ahead and continue, your discussion before we let someone sidetrack us onto something else. So with that out of the way, let's go to Joseph, who's calling from Maryland. Joseph, you're on Free Talk Live.
No, Massachusetts. I'm the first-time caller. I wanted to say, hearing your show on the internet, I'm not too good. I'm blind.
Okay.
I'm one of the people that has fallen through these difficulties, and I have to live on Section 8, and I don't like it, but I wish I could live in your movement. I wanted to talk about the things that the government does, that the U.S. Marshals get away with, like killing Bill Cooper and other things, and they just lie and lie and lie.
Well, just by that, Joseph, just by that statement right there, you are living in our movement, because you're saying names like William Cooper, and which is,
Who is that? I'm not familiar with it.
Thank you for being kind, because I'm blind, and I've broken home, and my brothers dumped me, but that's the way it is. I have to live on Section 8. But I like your movement. How do you stop these people? How are you, personally, and I wish you were on live every day on the radio station. It's hard on the internet for me as a blind person, but that's another issue. How are you going to if the government comes up there and
You
goes
said you're
after
in Lynn, Massachusetts. I'm going to check real quick to see if we're on any stations near you while Jay answers your question.
Only RKO Sunday night. Who is this, Allison? What's your name again?
Aria.
Oh, Aria. Hi.
Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, so you've
how do
already
you
checked
stop
and we're
this?
only on Sundays there? Okay, sorry
Yeah.
about that.
Oh, well.
There's the call-in number, right? Where he could call in?
Yeah, that's what I'm calling in on now.
Well, no, I mean the listen line.
Yeah, he was listening on the internet. Yeah, so he's doing the right thing. Yeah, go ahead with your question. Sorry about that. I lost
That's okay. I'm
where you
confused.
were in it.
Yeah, how do you stop this kind of thing? Because the government's supposed to help people that really need help, and they're so vicious. And Section 8, but they want to know how much is in the bank and a couple dollars you could only save. And I really hate Section 8, but I just wish that people would really get out of this and get the right thing to help people. How are you going to stop the government from coming up there to you in New Hampshire and going to arrest you and then kill you or do something like they did to Bill Cooper, whether you like or dislike Bill Cooper? We don't agree with everybody and everything.
Now, who was Bill Cooper? Because I don't remember that.
Jack, can you help explain? He was a libertarian, wasn't he? Am I saying?
Yeah, well, he was a former Navy intelligence officer, and he started reporting about things he knew. He was one of the people that said there would be a 9/11 attack, I think a month or two before. And then I think he was killed like a month after.
Right,
9/11.
yeah, he was killed shortly after 9/11, and he was very instrumental in working on exposing it. He had been warning about it. He was on Alex Jones's show a lot back in the day.
Is Alex still on the air?
Oh yeah,
Yes,
Alex
yep.
definitely is.
Yeah,
Bill Cooper was on shortwave because before the internet, that was one of the only ways to get something out because you couldn't get a lot of information out over
but
any
they dumped him
mainstream
off
media.
a lot of they dumped him off a lot of the things. But anyway, why did they kill Bill Cooper? I don't know what happened. I know that some marshals made a lot of noise and threatened, and then they wanted to arrest him, and he got into a gun battle. I don't blame them. Who do they think they are?
So shortly before William Cooper got offed, for lack of better explanation, Bill Clinton says in an interview that William Cooper is the most dangerous man in America.
Wow, I didn't even hear that.
Oh yeah. One of sometimes co-host here on Free Talk Live is Silver Dave, and Silver Dave is former Special Forces, and he didn't Cooper write the book Behold a Pale Horse?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Yeah. So like that book right there is, I'm getting goosebumps on my thinking
That's
about
audio for the blind, which is good.
Yeah. So that book is wow. It is. If anybody can go read Behold, what is
Behold, the Pale Horse.
Behold the Pale Horse, something like that. You'll find it, and just listen to an audio in the background, and like you'll be stopping yourself, like, did he just say that? Because this has been going on. I mean, he has literally, predicted like all the nasty things that have been going on, like the school shootings. He talks about how the kids are going to be either injected or given drugs, and their minds are going to be able to be controlled, and they're going to send someone into like a group of people, and it'll be one of these people on, and he's talking about like the mind altering drugs like the Prozac and what are those SSRIs, something like that, and it's pretty amazing. But what I don't think first off, here in New Hampshire with our Liberty movement, we're pretty strong, I think. We are not low-hanging fruit. The government, I don't think, really wants to mess with us. New Hampshire is very, very heavily armed. There are, I think, way more guns than there are people in New Hampshire. There is, it is known that, like, if you go at the middle of the night, your car breaks down, and you go knock on a door in rural New Hampshire, you will probably be greeted with a shotgun.
You should be greeted, but if you need help, the guy should help you, not just shoot you.
No, I say greeted with a shotgun or a gun. A guy may
protection,
have,
self-defense.
Protection. He's going to be wary. And sometimes here in rural New Hampshire, people do break down, and there's no cell phone service, and you gotta just walk to the nearest house, and
which is interesting in a state where the crime rate is so low.
Well, most people, like in rural New Hampshire, if like my house, somebody knocks on my door at 2:00 in the morning, I'm going to be, turning some lights on and seeing who it is, but
sure,
because I got my wife and family and stuff there, but this isn't, it's people are are afraid to go knock on doors because they know everybody's armed here.
See, I've had a different experience. Like last year when I moved here, or year before last, whenever it was, I don't remember now. My cell phone died somewhere in Vermont, and it was my GPS. It was my how to get here, and because I could only charge it wirelessly because the charging port was broken, it was screwed. There was no chance for me to recharge it. So there I was, made it up to somewhere in northern New Hampshire, knocking on doors, trying to find out where Lancaster, New Hampshire was and where Rogers Campground was. And
was it dark?
No, it was, the sun was setting. It was dusk. Okay. So it was about 5:30, 6 in the afternoon.
Yep.
No answer at any door.
Oh,
ever.
Really?
Oh,
At any of the houses I tried.
Oh, people ain't got home yet, probably.
Oh, no, there were cars in the driveway.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't just pull into like empty looking driveways, but like, oh, hey.
Right. And when I say greet you with a shotgun, I mean not that they're pointing a shotgun at you, but most people, this is not a place where you break into a house. Because you're going to be met with resistance. If you're like need some help or something, obviously just because you're knocking on a door, I doubt somebody's going to shoot you. But if your intent is to break in,
I'd move up there if I could, but I can't because I don't have any money, and we have to depend on, unfortunately, government services. I wish we would have a good government. I mean, but Bill Cooper got killed. Was it?
I feel your pain. The problem with that is that if the government's going to do something good, like assist the blind and things like that, it's going to come with this huge caveat of U.S. Marshals who are killing people like Bill Cooper.
Yeah.
The state as an organization seems incapable of just doing one of those two things.
So you Joseph said you're on Section 8, and Section 8 I know in Massachusetts is a form of government subsidized housing.
Yes, it is, and you pay so much money, but they want to know how much is in the bank, and you only keep $2,000. That's horrible.
Right,
but I have no choice because I had difficulties in life and failed because of a lot of abuse. But that's the way it is.
Well,
do the best you can.
Housing, for example, it is so expensive. Housing is very, very scarce right now because of the protectionism of government. And like right here in the state legislature in New Hampshire, I've been at committee hearings where they're talking about zoning laws on occupancy of certain like size homes and stuff. And like if, you can only have a couple bedrooms, and it was just one of these things, but it was like the New Hampshire Realtors Association was, yes, we're in support of this bill, which was basically limiting on how many people could stay in like a particular house. And it didn't get any traction, but it was just something I was sitting and listening on a couple years ago. And, but there's 1.8 million unoccupied vacant bank-owned homes in this country as of 2 years ago. As of a year ago, and there's more now.
Well, Joseph, thank you so much for the call. To answer your question directly, I don't know. I mean, what can you as a person do to keep the U.S. Marshals from killing random people?
Yeah, stop using the states. Stop using the copyright of the state, but that's a whole different subject.
I would say stop using the state's money.
Absolutely. That helps.
Simplest way. 855-450-3733.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com. Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. I can definitely say that I have found the best cryptocurrency wallet. Certainly the best named one. I'm Mark Edge, and I love the Edge wallet. I've been using it for the last few months. You can buy, sell, trade, and hold your cryptocurrency securely. I trust my holdings of all the major cryptocurrencies to Edge wallet, and you should too. No long phrases to memorize, just a username and password. Secure your freedom with Edge wallet. Get it now on Apple or Android in the App Store or at edge.app.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Aria,
Jack,
and Jay.
And ForkFest.Party is actually sponsoring Alt Expo this Saturday. Now, this is an event for liberty-minded voluntarists, anarchists, and libertarians from June the 29th until July the 5th at Rogers Campground in the beautiful White Mountains of New Hampshire. It's happening the week after the Porcupine Freedom Festival, and ForkFest is decentralized, so no one is in charge, which also means there's no ticket cost. Just reserve your camping site, your RV site, or motel room with Rogers Campground for June the 29th until July the 5th. And where better to celebrate Independence Day than around other freedom-loving activists in the Shire? You can just relax and go camping with other liberty lovers, or create whatever experience or event you'd like others to have. But if you're planning an event, be sure to let others know in advance. You can connect with other ForkFesters via the unofficial Telegram chat or the ForkFest forum. Links to those are on the unofficial website, which is forkfest.party. Again, that's forkfest.party. Now, I'm looking forward to Liberty Forum for different reasons than the two of you are. I'm looking forward basically to trolling them. Because I'm trans, right? Yep. And they are never going to throw me out or ask me to leave. Right. No matter what crazy controversial thing I say, they're never going to do it because I'm the token trans person.
Yeah,
and
but if
I'm
you're
the one who makes them not look like Republicans who smoke pot.
So
Right.
you can get away with way more stuff than a 30-year-old white male that speaks English, right? And that was born in America?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I plan on exploiting that.
Nice.
As far as I can, because I think it will be very funny. Like the whole thing here is that Ian happened to say something that made them upset. And I have stated repeatedly that I agree with Ian entirely on the subject. I was 14 when I lost my virginity to a 19-year-old. And I wasn't exploited. I wasn't a victim. I consented to it.
Yeah, I mean, I was 13 and had a sexual adventure with a 28-year-old. And I thought it was great. I learned some really good skills.
Hey, that was awesome.
I mean,
looking forward to more of that.
I told my mom about it when I was like 30, and she was pretty upset. But
good thing you waited 16 years to tell her.
Yeah, I wanted to make sure nobody was going to get in trouble.
I was talking a little earlier about the history of the libertarian movement, and a lot of people think that the libertarian movement started the year before they got involved. But there's a long history in the libertarian movement of a great diversity of ideas, and it's really typical at any kind of big libertarian get-together. I mean, I'm going back to the late 60s or whatever. If there was a big event in the hotel, there would be all kinds of different, what do they call it? They're special interest groups, SIGs. And so, you'd go to this room, and this would be the science fiction kids. And then you go to this room, there would be some other interest. So it's not alien to the libertarian movement to have people with a lot of different ideas. It just so happens in the Free State Project, they do sort of want to be like young Republicans and kind of, I remember one guy joked that when he got involved in the New Hampshire Liberty Alliance, he came here to be free, and the first thing they wanted him to do was put on a tie and a coat and go to the State House. He's got, oh, to be free? You want me to put a tie on? I don't even own one. Come on. So it's okay to be different and be a libertarian. That's what we're all about.
And, our differences, are what make us strong. Can you imagine if everybody, for example, in our community, which is this freedom community here in New Hampshire, if we all agreed on everything and had the one special skill was the same skill, we'd be useless. The fact that we are different, the fact that we have different ideas, we have different religions, different work ethics, different passions, different desires, the things we hate are all, everybody hates something, but people hate all different things. We all love different things. Makes us really strong. And even like with the red pill moms, somebody was giving me a hard time as well. We don't need any more single issue libertarians coming to New Hampshire. This one guy says to me, I says, well, actually, they're concerned about health freedom for their babies. They will fight to the death for the rights of their babies. So therefore, they're going to fight to the death for their own rights. And so they obviously care about somebody else's babies too, if they care about their own babies. And so that's why these moms are the red pill mommies, and they're going to want people to have guns and property rights and things like that. So most people that I've met in the libertarian movement started off as single issue, whether it was anti-war, whether it was, I'm sick of paying income tax, whatever, or I have to get a permission slip to live in a house. I got an IRS audit. One guy says to me, that's when I became a libertarian, he said.
Yeah, and the whole idea of the Alt Expo was to get together all the single issue people so that we can work together on things. Like one of the groups I always thought was a really good group to ally with was the motorcyclists, who they're fighting like every other year against having a helmet law. It's like one of the only states in the country where you're not compelled to wear a helmet to ride a motorcycle. And so people said, oh, they're not libertarians. I'm going, they sure are on that issue. That's something they really care about and they'll put energy into. And that's what we need is people that have a passion for their issue.
And when the hippies, the people who want to make cannabis legal, for example, let's call them hippies for lack of a better word, when they come out strong and help out the motorcyclists on the helmet laws, and you say, hey man, I want to, can you call, I called my state rep and I said, I don't think there should be a helmet law. Would you call your state rep and say, well, I think cannabis should be legalized since I did this for you? That's like a grassroots activism that's not hard. Just pick up the phone
then you
and make
get
a phone
these
call.
motorcycle riding, pot smoking people that become moms, now they start defending their kids' rights, so you got all of the issues starting to come together for them. They become libertarians because they see that, we're all under attack.
And one really cool thing about New Hampshire, when I say you can call your representative, quite likely you will be calling him or her, and it will be, a cell phone that they'll pick up or their home phone. In fact, I have probably about 30 state representatives' phone numbers in my phones, and if I called them right now, they would pick it up, and because, well, we got 400 of them here. So they're easy to access.
I don't have any representatives.
I know what you mean. I know I have contacts of people who are state representatives on my phone. Yes,
I have people who think they're my representatives.
Oh, yeah. I hope you correct them when you have a chance.
I try to avoid them as much as possible.
So altexpo.net is how somebody can get a hold of you, right, Jack?
Yeah, that's our website. And when you go there, you'll see, it needs work. So we actually need a volunteer who knows how to do WordPress better than me. I haven't really touched it in a year or so. So we don't, my big goal when we started it was to have this alternative site that would service everybody with alternative interests. And maybe we'll still do that someday. But when you come to New Hampshire, there's people already involved in one of the spokes of this wheel of alternatives.
We can't hear you.
I call it the wheel of alternatives. Everybody's got their own single issue thing.
If anybody's watching on the live feed, Jack's referring to a shirt that he's wearing here. So, yeah, you're getting it there. But go ahead, finish up what you can say. You got 20 seconds.
Yeah, because money is a single issue thing. So the Bitcoin people are on one of the spokes of the wheel of alternatives.
Very cool. And people can find out more at altexpo.net. That's altexpo.net.
That's right.
Awesome. Call in and talk about whatever is on your mind, 855-450-3733, or use the Discord call-in lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com.
She seems happier. Her fur is so much shinier, silkier, softer. She has really mellowed a lot.
Sheba is 105 lean pounds of shiny, smooth, happy dog. For life.
The shedding has stopped. The itching has stopped.
Since 2001, we've helped more than 250,000 dogs get over their nutritional deficiency miseries.
And saved our customers bazillions in vet bills.
Everything we tried failed except the Dynovite.
Come to Dynovite for help.
DINOVITE.com.
If you want the dog to be healthy, you got to feed it something healthy.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food. Dynovite is nutrition.
Dynovite for life.
Don't let your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy.
Come to Dynovite for help.
859-428-1000.
859-428-1000.
DINOVITE.com.
Seniors thunder into a local high school parking lot like coalition forces entering Baghdad. A substitute teacher just needs to make it to her car before breaking down in tears. And a college freshman tells his roommate there's no need to hide his masturbation from him. And now a week in review that truly requires no introduction. The nation's students announced this week that they have reluctantly agreed to give the American education system yet another chance, saying they hope educators keep their promises of smaller class size, better school supplies, and intensified efforts to raise the country's international math ranking. The nation's students vowed to give the education system one more shot, despite claiming to have been burned many, many times in the past. In other news, a man overcomes alcoholism without the help of Jesus, and an outcast student and a lonely teacher have begun a somewhat endearing sexual relationship. And that was a free lesson in top-shelf journalism. For more news, videos, and reminders of your insignificance, visit theonion.com/newsbeat.
This is the Onion News Network.
The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
uncovering the secrets and exposing the lies. That's what the readers of freedomsphoenix.com get every day. freedomsphoenix.com, constantly providing the information, the real news about government policies, and the real relationship we all have with the coercive government, the real condition of the economy, innovations in technology, breakthroughs in energy, health, and computer science. Learn the truth well before it's admitted to in the lamestream media. The corporate media, nothing more than distributors of government propaganda, but now there's an alternative. freedomsphoenix.com. Constant news updates on the issues that affect your life in the most important ways. With liberty and property under constant attack, freedomsphoenix.com provides the understanding behind the propaganda, and it encourages the participation of its readers. Go to freedomsphoenix.com. That's freedoms with an S, phoenix.com. freedomsphoenix.com. The revolution between the ears has already happened.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
Jack unfortunately had to leave. He could only be here for the first hour and a half of the show, but we're glad he came in, and I'm looking forward to seeing him again this coming Saturday at Liberty Forum /Alt Expo.
And just so everybody knows, just if you go Liberty Forum on the internet, it'll show right up. It is in Manchester, New Hampshire. I said that the motel was in Londonderry. Londonderry is about 50 feet down the road. And it's the Best Western, I think, in Manchester, New Hampshire. There's actually good parking. It's like just outside the city. So it's not in a hipster village like it usually is, where everything you can't park and everything's overpriced. It's a much better location, I personally think. And should be a great time whether you go to Liberty Forum or Alt Expo. And there'll be good speakers at both events.
It's going to be a lot of fun. Well, I had an article here from the New York Times, but I forgot that they suck and they like their paywalls and subscriptions and all that kind of crap. And I have zero interest in creating, even though it's a free account, I have zero interest in creating said account with the New York Times. So
that is so annoying. I hate it when I
man.
read articles and just like stuff pops up and then you hit the wrong button and then you can't look at it. And then all of a sudden, you know, they're just advertising something that you just thought about. You haven't even uttered the words yet. That's scary stuff. I mean, I have a conversation with my wife about some product we need, and this is a look on my whatever device. It's being thrown at me.
I was talking with Matt Roach recently about guitars and whether or not he intended to get guitar lessons and stuff like that. And since then, I have gotten nothing but advertisements trying to give me guitar lessons and things like that. It's like, whoa, I think you're confused here, Facebook and Amazon. I would give people guitar lessons. I don't necessarily need them unless it's from like the 70-year-old guitarist there at the guitar shop who's been working with guitars his entire life. Yeah, I would take lessons for that guy.
So you teach guitar lessons?
I would before I took guitar lessons.
Yep.
Because I've been playing for like 15 years.
Well, that's good to know.
I mean, that's not to say I don't have anything to learn, but the odds of SeanTeachesBass.com is going to be able to teach me anything about playing the bass. It's just that, look, I know how to make a G chord. Thanks. Have a good day.
I actually was able to get myself through Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star in a violin a couple years ago. And I did it all on just watching YouTube videos.
Very cool. Well, speaking of Liberty events and things like that, as of course we were talking about, Alt Expo is coming up this Saturday, as well as Liberty Forum. We have a Liberty update from LibertyCon. You won't want to miss these two very special debates. First, whether or not government is necessary. This debate is going to feature David Freeman and Timothy Sandifer. David will be arguing that government is not necessary, while Timothy will be taking the opposite approach. Second, does capitalism require government intervention? Gene Epstein, the economics editor for Barron's, will debate Stephen Pearlstein of the Washington Post. Epstein will argue against intervention, and Pearlstein will argue in favor of it. Be part of LibertyCon. It's a unique Liberty convention, April the 3rd through the 5th in Washington, D.C., for people who want to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations for the purposes of career advancement or business and internship opportunities. Visit libertycon.com for more details on our incredible list of speakers, events, and student discounts. That's libertycon.com. Use code FTL for a $10 discount.
So speaking of LibertyCon and the debate there, whether or not we need government, I really enjoy attending like live debates, especially at like festivals or conferences. Now, I don't know how LibertyCon is going to be set up, but one thing that I imagine you could do if you go to LibertyCon and you watch this debate is after the debate, you could, if there was something like seriously wrong with somebody's argument or something like maybe need a little tweaking or however you thought, that's great opportunity to have like further discussion with those guys, either at like the after parties or the meet and greets or just with other people. And that's how you really like find good people that like you want to like associate with and do business with. And that's my favorite thing about like all these events, Liberty Forum, all the festivals, the conferences, Alt Expo is, well, I mean, just, Pork Fest, Fork Fest, and Alt Expos, where I have literally met people who today are my closest friends,
Awesome.
because they're the kind of people that I want to, be friends with. They're I could call it like my tribe.
Yeah.
But if you're anywhere, and going to those Liberty Cons is where you're going to find these kind of people.
The only debate I can think of that I wanted to go to and wasn't able to make because I was just so young at the time was when Stephen Fry debated Jesse Jackson, I think it was, and just made a total fool of himself because Stephen Fry kept talking about what man said about God, and specifically Christianity. And Jesse Jackson was instead talking about the concept of God and what God meant to him. So Stephen Fry was
Christians were always right.
Well, it wasn't.
What I've been told my whole life.
It wasn't a debate about Christianity, though, and that's what Jesse Jackson just kept saying. Is Stephen Fry just was not listening. He wasn't debating with Jesse Jackson. He was debating with the Christian church, and the Christian church wasn't there, wasn't a participant. So the whole debate was just embarrassing, and I wish I had been there. Like, will you address his point? Listen to him and counter what he said.
I've been on many debates over the years for all kinds of things. I've been on debates at like Liberty Forum, Alt Expo. I was debates in high school. Debating is fun. In fact,
it is. Shockingly, we're fans of debate.
So the public commentary, the crowd's commentary in debates is I believe is invited. The boos or the clapping or the get to the point and ask a question. I love that kind of like stuff because that just the crowd's engaged.
Yeah.
And you're actually doing a good job as a debate if the crowd is engaged, I think. But when I was a senior in high school, I had to do this debate, and the debate was gun control.
Oh boy.
And the teacher, I could have been a junior actually. So the teacher, the English teacher who was like putting this together, I mean, she was a straight up, Democrat loving, Hillary Clinton's her hero kind. And so she puts me on the pro gun control side of the debate. And I was like 17 years old and like almost in tears that I had to
really
debate the pro gun control side. Cause I was, I think we should have guns. In fact, I was probably the only guy in the school that was really passionate about that.
Well,
so
one of the debates I did in high school was anti-gay marriage. I was on the anti-gay marriage side because that was just where I was assigned. So, I mean, it's good practice to have to argue for something that you don't actually believe or endorse.
Well,
sadly, we did win that debate, which is all the worse, right?
So you did a good job?
I guess. Well, the other side did a worse job.
Well, what I did is, so my father's like, well, this is like a really good time for you to be an insurgent.
Okay.
He's like, all about, what the pro-gun control people say right before they slaughter millions of people. Now, my dad had been taking me to like John Birch Society meetings, my whole life.
Right.
And I'm, teenager in high school. So I did some heavy-duty research, and I found all the reasons that Hitler wanted to get rid of the guns. I found all the reasons that the Chinese, Emperor Mao Zedong, whatever, wanted to get rid of guns. The reason Stalin wanted to get rid of the guns, and, what we got to do, And so I just used, like, all the, heavy-hitting anti-gun propaganda that the experts, and the anti-gun experts who collectively killed, nearly 100 million people, essentially.
Yeah.
And so I just set up my side of the debate to just fail tremendously. But I everything was a fact. And I'm like, and I had a hard time not like, quoting these guys in like some, lazy American German accent,
right.
Giving it away. But the other side knew real quick I was talking about, who exactly I was quoting. And so it was fun. The teacher was really, really upset. And she thought she was going to put the screws to me by, putting me against my morals, essentially.
Right. But ultimately, you got the last laugh, and you managed to make a anti-gun control argument for the pro-gun control side.
That's right.
Awesome. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live, and you can talk about whatever is on your mind. That's 855-450-FREE, as in Free Talk Live.
Let me ask you something. What are you doing when you put money in a 401k or IRA, or store jumper cables in your vehicle, or purchase health insurance? You're preparing. You're preparing to ensure you have enough money for retirement. You're preparing for when your car battery dies, or to have assistance paying a major unexpected medical bill. That all makes sense. The same goes for building a food storage plan. You're preparing for when emergencies or disasters strike and shelves go empty at your grocery store. The best way to prepare is with My Patriot Supply. They've helped 1 million hardworking Americans become more self-sufficient. My Patriot Supply sells hundreds of items, including dozens of emergency food kits at MyPatriotSupply.com. It could be an earthquake, a cyber attack freezing our banking system, or a disaster that shuts down our power grid for weeks. For all these emergencies and more, get your supplies and prepare today at MyPatriotSupply.com. No more rushing to find empty store shelves because you're too late. Do it now so you're ready. MyPatriotSupply.com.
Have you ever watched a video on the internet and found yourself waiting for the skip the ad button? The reason this takes a few seconds is because the video delivery companies get to collect impression commission, and the viewer never sees the advertisement. The company still pays full price to run the ad. Does this sound like a scam to you? Is there any wonder why internet ads are so ineffective? For over 100 years, radio has been a proven source for companies' messages. Radio listeners are engaged and want to support the companies that sponsor the shows they're so passionate about. Simple companies like window treatments, security, pillow companies, and more have been able to break away from the big box stores, building multi-million-dollar businesses. Find out what radio can do for your business. Call 877-996-4327 or advertise at gcnlive.com. That's advertise at gcnlive.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Live video of our key New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
And we want to talk about Anarcho-Polka, which we're also not going to. It's coming up in just like 2 weeks anyway, 2 or 3 weeks. I don't remember exactly when, but none of us are going, I don't think.
No, and usually, Ian and Mark go. Free Talk Live gets invited, and a couple weeks ago, I was like, "Hey, Mark, you going to Mexico? You going to Anarcho-Polka?" He goes, "No, not this year." And it's something to do with.
Well, before that particular thing happened, I was probably going in Mark's stead because he's in the Marianas doing his.
Oh, okay.
Liberty Freedom Island thing. I don't know what he's doing there.
So
having a good time, presumably.
I know. Several months ago, he was kind of planning on being there. Yeah. Or this summer when we were talking about it. And
they've been like every year, haven't they?
Yeah, they've been every year. I guess for the past 5 years, this will be the 6th year of Anarcho-Polka. Was 2015 the first year? I'm not really sure, but anyways, I have a very good friend, a guy I met out in Colorado. His name is Kenny Paterno. I think I said his name right, and he goes by Kenny's Kitchen on Steam, and he's been a Steam It guy for a long time. And he does an article after being part of the first 5. I won't be going to Anarcho-Polka this year or in the future. And
what a strong statement!
It is a strong statement.
Because I've been to every Fork Fest so far, and I can't imagine in 2 years being like, after being at every Fork Fest so far, I'm never going to it again. Something really drastic would have to change.
Well, yeah, and basically, and there's some people who feel the same way about PorkFest.
Well, the Porcupine Freedom Festival is a different beast. I don't intend to go to that this year.
Sure, and
I didn't go last year.
Yep.
I've been to one Porcupine Freedom Festival, and I was just like, I don't want to go listen to a bunch of people talk at me about liberty. No thanks, I'm good.
Sure.
I'd rather hang out with people who are going to have conversations with me rather than at me about liberty.
I've missed 2 PorkFests since
Porcupine Freedom Festivals, please.
Yes. Yeah, Porcupine Freedom Festival. Okay,
right.
Yeah, I've missed 2 Porcupine Freedom Festivals since, which does help with confusion, yes.
Yeah. It's a mouthful, though.
Right.
But yeah.
So I've been to that one ever since, I think, 7 or 8, 2007 or 2008. I'm not sure which year. I missed 2 of them. I kind of was like protesting those guys, saying we don't want Ian here. We're uninviting him. It's a rich boys club. We don't want him around. Or whatever their nonsense is. That just like annoyed me, and I like what?
I've heard nothing but nonsense from the Free State Project Inc. I mean, I'm just being honest.
Sure. and the thing is a lot of the people who are like involved in FSP Inc. Are dear friends of mine, and I
like
love
Roger
them
Paxton.
very much.
Well, he's not involved with them any longer,
I
but he was freaking fantastic.
Sure, and Roger's a good guy, and Rachel Goldsmith, who is the interim director, she's a good lady. I mean, she was at the wedding shower we had a couple weeks ago. She's been a good friend of mine. I've done work for her and stuff, and just so many people have done such a great job organizing it. I really can't point a finger at any bad guys individually because I like everybody.
They've set that up by design as well, by refusing to talk about what actually happened and why they did what they did and who's actually, the one who's got the grudge against Ian for whatever bizarre, stupid reason.
Right, yeah, which is...
So, they're creating that smokescreen purposely.
Somebody is.
Yeah.
And I have had.
Well, the others are creating it for them because it would only take one of those board members to come forward and be like, yeah, we don't have an issue with that. That's just this person.
Well,
but none of them are doing it. They're all in it together.
When Roger Paxton goes and asks all the board members individually if they have a problem with Ian Freeman, they all say no.
Right, because they're two-faced liars.
And you know what?
At least one of them is a two-faced liar, and the other two are at least covering for this other two-faced liar.
Or there's some other entity or individual influencing the board, because I've asked not every single board member that's there right now, but the past few boards, I've asked all those people. Maybe I missed one that.
Sure.
And they've all been, oh, yeah, we like him. He's fine. I got no problem with him, yada, yada, yada. Now, I don't know if they're just blowing smoke.
And yet they keep banning him from events.
Well, and the people I've talked to are all people I pretty much like.
Yeah.
I really don't have a problem with them. So, which is a little bit of a prejudice on my side because, I like these people. So when they tell me something, it's just hard for me to not believe what they got to say, which is a naive thing. But when you dislike somebody and they tell you something, it's a little easier to, not believe what they got to say.
Sure.
So,
well, it's hard to believe that someone you like and someone that you respect is going to lie to your face.
Right. And
but clearly one of them is.
That's kind of the problem. So, back to Anarchapulco, I've never gone down there. I
haven't either.
I really wanted to the past few years, but, life's happening. Couldn't leave. I got, more responsibilities now that don't allow me to leave New Hampshire for, to go to Mexico anyways.
Well, let's hold off on the discussion of Anarchapulco and let's go to the phones real quick. We've got James calling from Arizona. James, you're on Free Talk Live.
Jack, there's so much I should like to talk to you about as to why I would never move to New Hampshire to be around people that have made an embarrassment of the liberty movement.
Are you a libertarian, James?
I left the Libertarian Party because of people like Jay Loon.
But not people like me. Interesting.
Like Mark Edgington, who, by the way, has left the Free State Project and moved to another American territory where his rights will be protected by the barrel of a gun and people willing to go to war to fight for freedom.
Okay, so it wasn't people like me that caused you to leave libertarianism? It was people like Jay and Mark.
Okay, Jack, I called to talk to you and not the bald-faced liar that
Jack is gone.
Established that as a fact.
Jack had to go to work.
I just tuned in late because I don't get to listen to your show live. I have to catch up.
Yeah.
And YouTube has this amazing thing where you can start the beginning of your show before or after it started. Oh, dang.
You got to hit the bell so you get the YouTube notification, James. You can get it right in the beginning.
Then why don't you grow a sack, James DiMezio, and allow me to speak to you and have a conversation where you've already had the first word. Why don't you let me have the last for once in your pathetic excuse for an existence? No disrespect. The reason why people didn't answer the door in New Hampshire late at night when you showed up, look in the mirror. That is a fact, sir. Are you with me, James?
I'm with you, James.
I mean, when somebody knocks on my door.
Nobody wants to answer the door for a freak. Sorry, buddy.
You really can't even see who's on the other side. So
I don't hate you because you're a dude that looks like a woman that sounds like a man because you are. And I'm glad that you will not die from your illness called gender dysphoria. That's an allusion to the first hour about you're sick. You're not going to die of your sickness. I don't know of any human being that's ever died of gender dysphoria.
Do you hate
but
Aria?
I would like to talk to you and Jay Loon about two things that cannot possibly be true.
Okay, before you get to that, before you say that gender dysphoria hasn't killed anyone, have you looked at the suicide rates of people who have gender dysphoria and are forbidden or prohibited from transitioning?
My heart grieves for them just as much.
Well, that's
as
gender dysphoria killing people is my point.
Killing yourself and dying of an illness, a mental illness, are two different things.
Well, mental illness generally does not actually take people's lives. I mean, it causes them to commit suicide.
I have nothing but compassion and sympathy for people that think they're a woman when they were born with a penis and their parents call them James because of that. And because
you're the only person in the United States who calls me James. Just so you know that.
Your given name is James that your parents gave you, like Cassius Clay. You can call yourself whatever you want. I'm not denying that. You can't tell me you're something that you're not.
I've never
That
done
I
so.
never
So what's your
will.
point,
And
James? You
that's
said
not
you had
based
2
on
questions
hatred.
or 2 facts or whatever.
Yeah, and this is something I'd like to delve into as why I'm not a libertarian with a big L anymore, let alone why, lucky for you, and the guy that I would say that you're the ugliest man to be alive in Keene, New Hampshire, but actually...
That's very
you're
nice of
looking
you.
at
Thank
him,
you.
James. No, you're looking at him, James. Pretty boy that you are.
That got weird quick.
No, Jay Loon, you're lucky. You're 2,500 miles away from me and say the stuff about me on the public airwaves. Because if you lived right down the street from me, you'd be calling the cops after I was done with you. But I wouldn't use a wrench or something like that, like Mark Edgington's victim had to incur.
So
he still can't be reached for comment. Jay,
so why would I need to call the cops now?
If you talk to me in my physical presence, like the manner you've spoken to me on the public airwaves, Miss Piggy would have to have a real man in the house to take care of your son, or is it a daughter, for the rest of that kid's life.
So what is it that I told you that offended you? Or what is it that I said that offended you?
It's all imaginary to him. I've never even interacted with this guy, right? Before he started calling Call to Freedom, and he just called in and started hating on me and threatening me with death one day. It's like, I don't even know you, dude.
He is getting more polite, though. This is one of the most polite interactions I've had with him, I must say.
Yeah, and that's sad, but you're not wrong. 855-450-3733. James, thanks for the polite call.
Do you like going to your job every day? Can you set your own schedule and take long vacations whenever you want? Are you free to do whatever you want in your dating or sex life? I'm Caleb Jones, and I've taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low-work, high-income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,577, silver at $17.57, and Bitcoin is trading around $9,398. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, a former investigator with the Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons recently testified about attempts to suppress evidence, which contradicted the OPCW's final report. The report claimed Syrian President Bashar al-Assad was responsible for an alleged gas attack in April 2018. Activist Post reports that on January 20th, investigator Ian Henderson testified at a United Nations Security Council Aria formula meeting on the fact-finding mission report on DOMA, stating that there was in fact no gas attack in April 2018. Henderson worked for the OPCW for 12 years as an inspection team leader and engineering expert. The Gray Zone reports that Henderson told the UN Security Council session that his fact-finding mission team had serious misgivings that a chemical attack had occurred. Henderson also told the council that his team had rejected the FFM scientific research, dismissed the entire team, and produced a report that completely contradicted the team's initial findings. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. A social media influencer from China has issued a public apology after video of her eating bat soup in 2016 re-emerged following the coronavirus outbreak. Wang Mengyan is a Chinese YouTube celebrity who has gained a massive following with her online travel show, where she can be seen devouring exotic foods, including animals, that are considered disgusting to the Western palate. In her 2016 video, the young Chinese woman can be seen picking a bat from a bowl of broth before tearing it apart with her hands and picking off pieces to eat. The clip has been shared widely, especially after some scientists revealed that the coronavirus may have spread from the Wuhan seafood market that authorities dubbed Ground Zero for the virus. However, while many claim the video was filmed in Wuhan and went so far as to point to the video as proof of the dirty eating habits of the Chinese people, the video was actually filmed in the Pacific Island nation of Palau, where the bat dish is eaten locally. 7 years ago, Colorado citizens, tired of the war on drugs, made U.S. history by voting to legalize recreational marijuana. Then last year, the state once again placed themselves on the right side of history as they voted to decriminalize magic mushrooms. Now, a major city in California is following suit, but not just with psilocybin. Activist Post reports Santa Cruz has passed a decriminalization measure for other psychedelics, including mescaline. The measure passed the city council with overwhelming support. The recent measure does not mean that mushrooms and other plants are now legal. It simply means that cops can't make it a priority to go after those who use them, and it won't land people in jail for possession. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Crammed into tiny bar stools, cramped diner booths, and filthy cars where moving their limbs is either uncomfortable or impossible, hundreds of thousands of consumers rip apart chicken wings or tear off bites of Heroes and hamburgers every single day, often to the point of bloating, belching, and outright physical pain. Barbecue sauce or hamburger juice will literally dribble down these poor beasts' mouths and onto their shirts, their beards thick with pungent grease. Treated as little more than machines to be stuffed full of smoked pork, marinated chicken, and dry-aged beef, consumers are forced to wait in long lines, often while still fully conscious, before buying their meat and ripping it off the bone with their mouths in plain view of other consumers. The majority of meat consumers are often prodded to ingest vastly more than their bodies can handle thanks to cruel promotions like 25-cent wing nights and family-sized buckets of chicken. Help stop the brutality by visiting.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
And before we get into the story about Anarchapulco, we've got Larry calling from Indianapolis. Larry, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, I'm here tonight to talk about the impeachment. You know, there's been 3 attempts at impeachment in our history, right? So the first one was...
I assume you mean Nixon, Clinton, and Trump.
No, I'm talking about 4. There was Johnson, too. Nixon don't count.
Okay.
Well, Andrew Johnson tried to impeach in 1867 for trying to enforce the Reconstruction Act. At first, Mississippi tried to take him to court in their state, in the Supreme Court, but they did finally end up getting to the district court and then the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court said that they could not impeach the president was above the law.
Have you ever heard?
He said Chief Justice Taft said that the only thing that they could do with the president is try to impeach him, and that the court had no jurisdiction because the Senate would act as the jurors. So it proves my point. The president is above law. He has to be above the law. It's mandatory. It's special. In another matter, with the pardoning power of the president is absolute. The court can't go back in and re-examine or pardon because they don't have any jurisdiction over it. So I just...
now, are you in favor of the notion of the president being above the law?
Yes, I am, because he has...
So you're not a law and order style Republican?
Well, no, I'm a colored person, but I'm not so I'm a conservative when it comes to the laws and as far as the Constitution and our officers, our chief magistrate that we all elect. We inaugurate him to take care of our business. He has to go on negotiations on some secret stuff to get his point across and make threats and cut deals with different countries because he has jurisdiction over that, and that's what his job entails. So I've been listening to some of the impeachment hearings, and I think it's a big clown show. There's nothing there for him to be impeached on, and it just makes me think more and more that there's some other thing going on underneath this situation, but I can't prove that. Anyway,
I feel a wag the dog situation is among us. I'm not sure what it is.
Now, what does that mean? That's not a term I'm familiar with.
Wag the dog, so nobody pays attention to what the tail is doing.
Okay.
Well, you know, I looked for the first time. You know, I haven't had a TV in 10 years, but I got a chance. I was over at my friend's house, and I glimpsed some of the characters that are actors that are on the stage in this impeachment, and they look like they got one foot on in the grave and one on the banana field. All of them are.
Well, Democrats have wanted to impeach Trump basically since the day after the election in 2016. I mean, they first did their little crying thing to try to get the election overturned. Then they tried to appeal to the electors to try to get them to actually vote for Hillary. And then when both of those things failed, they immediately began talking about impeachment. So they've just been looking for an excuse since Trump took office.
Hate is suicidal. I believe that to my heart. You know, you become what you hate because I'm seeing it all around myself. Everybody hates me now because I'm telling them that the impeachment is nothing but is really nothing, and they don't have a candidate. The thing they need to work on is trying to get a candidate together and not adhere to Joe Biden because he was on stage having a damn seizure the last debate. So, you know, people, you know what I think it is? I think it is the iPhone that's ruining people's lives because I protest over at our state house, and I've been looking at the kids that are coming through there. The young kids come from all over the state to tour the state house, right? And there are some of the most sorrowful-looking kids with their head all bowed down like they've been looking at an iPhone all night, eyes as red as beets. It looked like a bunch of zombies coming through there.
Well, they're probably college students, and I can attest as
college.
Okay, well,
high schoolers. but
Really?
they look like zombies. And
Well,
and
either way,
you know,
getting up that early, especially when you're in high school and you've got friends and you want to hang out and things like that, I mean, it's going to cause some red eye. Plus,
or
they're
watch
probably
your
high.
iPhone, or lay in their bed and watch the iPhone all night and vape, because that's what they're doing. I mean, I can't believe it. You know, how people think our legislatures, how they can pass the laws they pass, not taking into consideration the iPhone and the pervasiveness of pornography that has on our kids. A 12-year-old kid
Hold on. Let's discuss this. What's the problem with pornography?
Entertainment is addictive. Any
for
form
a
of it.
12-year-old. For a 12-year-old.
I have
to
absolutely
watch
no
75
issue with a
clips.
12-year-old watching pornography. What is the problem with that?
75 clips a week of watching pornography.
I don't care if they
And
watch
then
75 a day. I mean, what does it matter?
It doesn't matter anything. It just matters that they need to craft the laws for the situation that's going to arise out of that, where you're going to have over 79% of men between 14 and 25 are hooked on pornography. 75%.
The only issue I see with pornography is that it doesn't actually teach men how to have sex.
All the different voyeurism that comes into effect, and all the hard feelings.
I don't see any of that as an issue. What's the issue with voyeurism?
Because most of these, it's primal. Most of these legislatures are old white men, right? They watch porn, see their women being done over by black men, and that sticks in their consciousness. They're mad about that. These men.
Yeah, so don't let them legislate anything in regard to sex or pornography, right?
Hey, and then they can't do nothing. I mean, it's hard when you try to do something and you can't do nothing.
Well, they shouldn't be allowed to do anything. Why should they be?
As far as getting to bed and do something, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
And you're gonna they can't have sex.
Who can't have sex?
Every commercial you see on the radio
like
is about
the pasty old
to
white dudes that are politicians.
Yeah, for crutch, whatever they got. But the thing about that is they're making all these laws, and when they truly come into effect, they'll be in a nursing home or dead by that time. So it must just be a death wish.
So don't let them make the laws, right? Because the laws aren't going to apply to them in the first place. Right.
Well,
yeah, so let's not have any laws about pornography or sex, right?
I don't want the laws, but they think they are protecting their kids when they persecute the colored kids and put them in situations
Larry,
where
let me keep you on point here because I'm confused about the point you're trying to make. Do you or do you? Larry, chill.
Hey.
Larry, chill. Do you or do you not want pornography regulated and restricted by the states?
No, I don't, because it's free expression.
Even for 12-year-olds to view it?
They can watch it if there's nothing we can do about it at this point.
Okay, see, I thought for some reason you were taking the opposite stance.
But what I'm trying to say, we just need to, when we have our laws and regulations legislated, we need to take that circumstance in consideration. That's all I'm saying.
And see, here's
Larry, thank you for the call.
The real side effect I see of porn. I have some close friends that are only interested in girls that literally look like porn stars. They're one guy's like 36 and the other guy's 20 something, and they're good friends of mine. And you know, they're like they date skanks. You know, in my opinion, and I have no objection or problem with skanks, but you know, these girls just, you know, they look like they just, you know, came from the strip club. You just got off work, and that's and that's the kind of girl they like. And then but
I mean, don't marry such a person.
But like the one guy, there's a girl that's very interested in him, but her butt's too big and her, you know, breasts are too small. And she's actually like a libertarian anarchist girl, has a great attitude. And I'm like, what's wrong with you, dude? And he shows up with a girl who's, you know, has got like, you know, fake D's and, you know, a 00 waist. You know, that's all he's going to date.
I mean, people have preferences, and that's okay.
Yeah, I'm saying that's okay, but it's a side effect if he's been watching porn since he was, you know, 14 years old.
More on this in a moment.
Have you heard of LibertyCon? LibertyCon is not only a convention with great speakers like Whole Foods CEO and co-founder John Mackey and Nobel Prize winner Vernon Smith, but it's also unique because you get a chance to network with more than 70 pro-liberty organizations, one-on-one for the purpose of career advancement, business, and internship opportunities. April 3rd through 5th in Washington, D.C. You can learn more by visiting libertycon.com and use code FTL for a $10 discount on your registration. That's libertycon.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Does your dog itch, scratch, stink, or shed like crazy? Come to Dynovite for help.
Order a 90-day supply of Dynovite.
Dynovite for life.
Pick up 2 tubes of Doggo Suds.
Get the 3rd tube free.
Peppermint, tea tree, lavender, Doggo Sud shampoo.
Made with all-natural coconut, jojoba, aloe. Great for healthy skin and soft, shiny coats.
But no itchy, harsh chemicals.
Lather up, rinse away.
Try Doggo Suds. Buy 2, get 1 free.
At Dynovite.com.
DINOVITE.com.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market. Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project early movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com. Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air, and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
And so the Edge wallet is the mobile wallet that I use now that I've gotten fully off of Coinami. It's great. It's user-controlled, just like Coinami, so you always control your money. But it's got a sleeker, faster, and better user interface. So it's available for both iOS and Android. with a tagline of Secure Your Freedom. It's been in development since 2014. You can learn more about it at edge.app. It can buy cryptocurrency. Of course, I would recommend you use like local.bitcoin.com or localbitcoins.com or even localethereum.com.
Have you bought cryptocurrency through Edge?
I have not.
Okay. I was just wondering what that, I mean, if you need like know your customer or how that works.
I think it supports 4 or 5 different exchanges.
Oh, okay.
So I think you could probably get higher rates for ones that don't have KYC.
So it probably just redirects you to an exchange. You don't actually buy it through the wallet?
I don't know, never having done it.
Okay.
But it's available for those people who want to get into cryptocurrency and have no other way of doing so. Stay away from Coinbase for sure, because Coinbase is the devil trying to build their little syndicate to regulate crypto alongside Ripple. And this is from someone who actually uses Coinbase. And today I tried to make a withdrawal from them, and they were like, no, we're going to hold this for 72 hours. Don't worry, your funds are secure, but we want to make sure this is authorized. And there was no option for me to say, oh, yes, this was me. Please give me my freaking Bitcoin. No. They're like, well, if no one contests this within the next 72 hours, we'll do it.
So when Bitcoin made a big run.
And that's what, well, hold on. Oh. Because that's the kind of thing that happens when you don't control your private keys. And Edge lets you do that. Check it out at edge.app. Again, that's edge.app.
So when was December 2018, Bitcoin made that big run, just touched 20 grand. As it was going up there, a friend of mine had, wanted to convert some Bitcoin into silver, and because he when he sees a run on it, he plays. So he tries to move a whole bunch of Bitcoin that he had, or tens of thousands of dollars worth, off of Coinbase, and Coinbase wouldn't even let him move that Bitcoin back to his private wallet because like Roberts and Roberts brokerage is you can just use cryptocurrency to buy precious metals off them. And that was what he was going to do. And it's actually a pretty convenient thing to do. Yeah. And it's simple, it's easy. But just Coinbase would not gave him a $2,000 a day limit, as Bitcoin's going from from 10 grand to 18 in a week or something crazy.
See, you've got to get those limits addressed before you need to address them. I have I think $250,000 a day withdrawal limit from Coinbase because no, I don't need to withdraw that much. But if the time comes that I ever need to, I'm not going to want to wait 72 hours or 48 hours or whatever, or be limited to $2,500 a day while they get their crap in order.
And the thing is, it was because, then this is why I like the idea of every
Coinbase is definitely the devil, though.
Oh, absolutely. They play ball with. They probably have a whole office for the FBI right in their head. Yep. I mean, for the IRS right in their headquarters. They're just they're just one and the same. They play ball with government. They are not agorists at all. And this is why I really like trying to support agorists, like local Bitcoin. Was it localbitcoin.com?
Local.bitcoin.com. Yeah, Roger Ver and Bitcoin Cash. Yeah.
Like Roger Ver is an agorist. You know, I like what he does and how he set that up. And I kind of
local.bitcoin.com is freaking amazing.
I kind of score I want to build an agorist rating. I want to have I want to come up with something, and I'm probably gonna have to get someone to do it or help with it. But where everybody has an agorist score. This would be actually really good to build into the liberty.menu platform. Mm-hmm. If you get on liberty.menu and then have an agorist score, because there are people who here in New Hampshire that are porks or freedom-minded or free staters, but you can't go work for them unless you give them a social security number and do the 1099 and stuff, which I find is ridiculous because I'm one of those guys. I don't have a social security number. I do a lot of freelance work, and there are some porcupines which are known as a free stater here in New Hampshire, Jay, I'm sorry, I can't hire you because I want you to jump through all these government hoops and do all this taxation stuff. And then
I'm not going to necessarily get on them about that, because sometimes it's helpful to play with the state if you're using the state's rules against the state, if that makes sense.
That lowers your agorist rating. Now, this guy is not challenging the state. He has no interest in challenging the state, and when it comes to
he's too invested in the current system.
Well, he's kind of tied down by it, and he's not 100% owner of this company or this business, so he's got other players involved. But then then on the other hand, I go work for a major corporation that is paving state roads, and I'm welding on their paver, and they're like, yeah, we'll just send you a check. We don't even care. And it takes 30 days to get paid, but they send me a check and it's fine. They don't ask me about any W-9 or any tax stuff or any of that. But so their Agris rating in that particular environment would be a little higher than the aforementioned guy. So yeah, Coinbase does suck. And what's so cool here in New Hampshire, because we have great activism. For example, the law that I believe Keith Amon introduced for our Bitcoin money exchanger kind of legislation that got passed a couple of years ago.
Oh yeah, that prohibits the state of New Hampshire from regulating cryptocurrency, or
yes.
it prohibits the financial system within New Hampshire from regulating cryptocurrency.
Right. It basically exempts cryptocurrency transactions from money transmitter transactions. So guess what we have all over New Hampshire? Everywhere there's Bitcoin vending machines.
Yes, there are.
They're in Manchester. They're in a little town of 4,200 people. Henniker, New Hampshire has a crypto vending machine, a two-way machine at the all-in-one market. There's a couple in Concord. There's got to be at least 3 or 4.
I want to put one in Winchester because I'm on pretty good terms with the guy who owns the convenience store right there on Main Street.
Yep.
I want to put one there.
You know where it would be a really good place is Chaw's. At the very south end of Winchester, right before you go into Massachusetts Route 10, that place there, if you could go talk to those folks, they get a lot of Massachusetts traffic in there. But we can buy crypto anonymously just with cash at some
not at this ridiculous machine here at Corner News. I don't think we even know who owns that machine, but it requires you to submit your driver's license and crap like that to buy crypto from. It's okay, no, I'm just going a quarter of a mile here to Thirsty Owl, and I'm just going to insert some cash and get my crypto.
Same thing in Manchester. So there's Murphy's Tap Room. It doesn't matter. You just go in there and you buy whatever you want. Area 23 in Concord. They don't ask you for anything.
Which is fitting because they're vending machines.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
you don't need your ID to buy a Coca-Cola at the vending machine.
Or to buy scratch tickets out of a vending machine.
Can you buy scratch tickets?
There's scratch ticket vending machines at the rest areas here in New Hampshire.
I avoid scratch tickets like the plague because they kind of are the plague.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people gone broke over scratch tickets.
It always makes me sad to go into a gas station to get cigarettes and be behind some 65-year-old guy who's shaking with cerebral palsy or whatever, and he's buying a scratch ticket. I'm like, man, that $10 could be put to such better use. And of course, I'm going in there to buy cigarettes that are going to kill me, but at least I know I'm not getting anything out of that.
And when people are buying scratch tickets, I always try to get them to spend some money on Bitcoin and hold it.
That's a better solution for sure. Or buy Bitcoin and spend it. 855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live.
I want to tell you about my favorite cryptocurrency wallet, Edge Wallet at edge.app. Edge is the wallet I use more than any other, and that was true long before Edge Wallet became a sponsor of Free Talk Live. Edge Wallet allows you to buy, sell, trade, and securely hold your cryptocurrencies, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, tokens, Monero, Ripple, Dash, Bitcoin Cash, and more. It's available for both Android and iOS, and you can download it via the Play or App Store or via Edge Wallet's website, edge.app. Secure your freedom with Edge Wallet.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit divvyproject.org. divvyproject.org.
If you're looking for work, you know the math. There are many more applicants than openings, so you need to stand out, not blend into the blah, blah, blah your interviewer is hearing from your competition. Here's a tip. In your interview, you will be judged more by the questions you ask than the answers you give. Yes, do anticipate the obvious job interview questions and prepare concise, insightful, glass-half-full sounding responses. And you should interview your interviewer. Seem genuinely curious about what will help get results. With money and attention so scarce now, effective communication skills have never been more important. You want to cut through the clutter. For more tips for job job seekers and making all the other conversations you have more productive, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
Free speech is protected on the internet, right? Not always. Government agencies try to limit free speech and commerce on the net. Luckily, when they do, the Institute for Justice is there to defend your First Amendment right to free speech. IJ helped set the first federal precedent for internet free speech in 1999, and ever since has worked to prevent unconstitutional roadblocks in cyberspace. Visit our website today at ij.org.
So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
Free Talk Live, the show where anyone can call about whatever they want. And we do mean anyone.
There are such things called a libertarian. And you know what? George Norrie doesn't eat, sleep, or drink either. Did you know that? Yes. You know what? He never gets tired.
George Norrie, the host of Coast to Coast AM, you believe... Let me just make sure I heard you correctly. You don't believe that he drinks, that he eats, and that he sleeps? Is that what you said? I just want to make sure I heard you correctly.
They're ascended masters. No. They don't have to be here. No. They come here to teach people and to enlighten people. No. And George Norrie and I think Art Bell might be one. Their blood content is gold. See, they don't have to be here.
Their blood content is gold? Is that what you just said?
Yes. That's right. You know what? Our content is iron. Their constitution is gold.
Free Talk Live, 7 nights a week from 7 to 10 Eastern, live on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM. Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. You can call in and talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
And the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered master nodes that allow anyone to buy or to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at divvyproject.org. That's DIVI project.org. Now, let's finally get into this article about the apparent fall of Anarchapulco. Do you have that pulled up in front of you?
I do, and I don't know if I call it the apparent fall, but it could be a slippery slope. So this Kenny's Kitchen, who's a Steam It guy, it's steampeak.com, and after I met Kenny about 6 years ago in Colorado. He's a vegan anarchist. He's pretty smart dude. He does a lot of writing. He's really big into Steam. And we road tripped together from Denver down to Jackalope Freedom Festival. I got to know him pretty well. He's a good guy. He's really good caterer. He caters at festivals. He makes amazing foods from either foraging stuff in the woods or literally dumpster diving. I went dumpster diving with this guy in Colorado, and you wouldn't believe the great food that gets just tossed out. And anyways, so he's been going to Anarchapulco for 5 years. So I'll get into the article. Since 2015, I've made an annual trip down to Mexico for the Anarchapulco conference. Sometimes staying in the area for many months, I've met some of my best friends at or around the conference, had great opportunities to grow as a speaker, and generally had a good time. I've brought many of my friends down there for the event, sometimes paying for their plane ticket and other times getting friends set up as musical acts such as Elias Clay and Transverse. And to digress a little bit, Elias Clay, Alaisclay. If you like hip-hop music, like kind of dancey, this girl has a hardcore anarchist freedom liberty message. She is really powerful. She has like a lot of native influence. I believe she's actually originally from Argentina. Back to the article. Needless to say, this event has been a huge part of my life since for the last 5 years. Last year, things were very different for a number of reasons, and I don't think I can justify being a part of the event anymore. I already had a handful of reservations about the conference and managed to rationalize my way out of them because of things I just mentioned. Things went from being a little screwy here and there with concerns of my own and secondhand stories in full-blown, completely obvious violations of morality, sovereignty, and a manifesto of the event itself.
So he's got an issue with underlying trends that he sees in Anarchapulco that lead them to violate his moral code, his sovereignty, and the actual manifesto of the event.
Well,
that's pretty damning.
It is, and you see this with a lot of when they're like Ernie Hancock always says, when there becomes an organization, there shortly after it becomes an organization, the organization surviving becomes more important than the actual mission of the actual organization. Ernie, he's old enough to be my father, and he's been at this stuff since he's been a teenager, the libertarian movement, and usually he'll say the Coctopus. It gives that particular organization a Coctopus infection, as in the Koch brothers hijacking these, libertarian movements and kind of, making them so like the radical libertarians, the people who actually get up off the couch and do something, aren't involved, and you get all these, they want Koch brothers freedom, freedom for those guys, not really everybody else is, kind of his spiel on it.
Well, it's a pretty common trend among just libertarians in general. It's a lot of them have confused it as being liberty for me, but not for thee.
Yes.
And the Koch brothers brand of libertarianism appeals to that.
Oh, very much so. So it
encourages them to become more like the Free State Project Incorporated, in fact, and to sort of play ball with the state or the Libertarian Party, playing ball with the state apparatus.
When Carla Gericke announced at the 2014 Liberty Forum, I believe it was in Nashua, that the Free State Project was applied for 501c3 status with the IRS, I was the lonesome boo in the room.
Yeah, that sounds like a terrible idea.
Right. And I'm like, no.
I mean, Free State is kind of an oxymoron anyway, but Free State Project Incorporated as a 501c
501c3 they call it,
of the state is an oxymoron within an oxymoron.
Right. And then shortly after that's when, the schism started. We don't want you here because, your friend released a video of Edward Snowden. It was the next year they were like, we don't want you here. When they did the stuff with Ian.
When they went corporate, yeah.
Well, and then they got the Koch brothers money. And then I remember going to Pork Fest one year and it said Koch Industries. And it was a thing of chapstick. And
that was last year or the year before. Yeah.
A couple years ago. It's this chapstick. And you read the ingredients in a chapstick and it's all this like nasty stuff that causes you cancer. I'm like, the festival, the Porcupine Freedom Festival, there's, earthy, crunchy, hippie mamas that have been making, butters and soaps and, like body butters and soaps and salves and like, body products because they want to make them out of natural things because everything you buy has got like, all these nasty ingredients in it. And here they are giving free like poison chapstick, as my wife referred to it. She's like, I can't believe they're giving. Oh, she went and raised a fit with the organizers, and they're like, she's like, just Google the ingredients. Obviously they don't want you to be healthy if they're gonna give you this crap. It was upsetting to a lot of people there because
I doubt the Koch brothers intended that. I thought they probably just intended to find something that they thought would be useful to people and slap their name on it.
Yeah, and cheap.
Now, what ForkFest did was much smarter by providing people with little fork-spoon things.
Oh yeah, those things are cool.
That were made out of hard plastic, and those were emblazoned with the ForkFest.
Yep.
And I think the ForkFest website, I don't recall now, but
I still
certainly
got mine
better
from
than
last
chapstick.
Year. Oh yeah, well, and the crap chapstick. I mean, if buy chapstick from somebody like Herschel Nunez, who makes chapstick and soap. He's a state representative. He's an anarchist. He's a libertarian. Did they even think about doing that? No. But that chapstick
How much of an
costs
anarchist
$1.
is he if he's a state rep?
He's one of the state reps that considers himself an anarchist. How much is of an? I can't tell you how much of an anarchist he is. I'd rather he tell you. But
I would love for him to tell me, because that sounds like a priest who is an atheist or who calls himself an atheist while preaching the religion of Christianity to the masses.
So several years ago,
I've run for public office, sure, but I would not ever actually win, first of all. And even if I did, I wouldn't accept the position. And even if I was.
Why do you think you wouldn't win? I think you could win in New Hampshire.
I have no desire to win.
Well, I mean,
I don't want to win.
I think
the point isn't to win.
I think if you put a little effort into it, you could win.
I don't want to, though.
There are people that would be far worse state representatives than yourself that win all the time on the Libertarian and on the Democrat and on the,
well, see, I couldn't be a state rep because the only person I could ever represent is me, and I wouldn't even lie to these people about that.
That sounds like a great campaign speech.
Stop being a bad influence on me, Jay. Hey,
I support you to run for state rep.
855-450-3733. This is Free Talk Live, or you can call in using the Discord call-in lines, which you can find at discord.freetalklive.com if you want clearer quality. Sound like you're sitting in the studio with us.
Are you afraid to go to the mailbox because of letter after letter from the IRS? Are they stacking on more and more penalties and interest? By now, you know the problem won't go away on its own. Don't let the IRS chase you to your grave with penalties and interest and liens and levies. You need real help now. I'm Dan Pilla. I wrote the book on tax debt settlement, and I help thousands of people solve tax problems they thought couldn't be solved. I can help you too. Call 800-34-NO-TAX or go to my website, danpilla.com. That's danpilla.com. danpilla.com.
Have you checked your Google search results lately? Search results are usually the first impression that people form of you or your business, so make sure that they create a positive impression with Reputation Defender. What the internet says about you can have a big impact on your life and your livelihood, even if it's not true. Fortunately, you can now control how you look online and in online search results with Reputation Defender. Call 800-831-0771 now. That's 800-831-0771. For your free reputation analysis. If you have negative material from an ex-employee, upset patient, or former client, newspaper article, legal issue, social media, or other source showing up in your search results, you can combat it with Reputation Defender. Our dedicated experts in patented technology can help make your online search results look their best. Call 800-831-0771 to learn more. 800-831-0771. That's 800-831-0771.
Most of you know that heart disease is the #1 silent killer in the U.S. What if I told you for just $54.95 a month you could fight against heart disease naturally? At Heart and Body Extract, we've been helping thousands of people get back to a healthier heart. Don't just take my word for it. Check out all of the success stories at hbextract.com, or to order, call 866-295-5305. That's 866-295-5305. hbextract.com. Don't risk it when you can take charge of it.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
This is Free Talk Live, talk radio that you control. Call in to talk about whatever is on your mind. That toll-free number is 855-450-3733. And with you tonight, it's Aria.
And Jay.
I want to say thank you to John Ray, who is tonight's amplifier. Now, an amplifier is someone who is part of the AMP program that you can find at amp.freetalklive.com. AMP stands for Advertise, Market, and Promote. And people who donate to it, the money is used specifically to advertise, market, and promote Free Talk Live. So if you like the show, if you like what we're doing, then you might consider joining the AMP program. It comes with a number of cool little perks like the AMP-only Facebook group, the AMP-only Discord chat room, and the AMP-only call-in line. But really, the reason to do it would be to help spread the messages of Free Talk Live. So, John Ray, thank you so much. And all we ask is for $5 a month to be part of that. So, John Ray, thank you. We appreciate it, and we hope you continue enjoying the show.
And so back to Kenny's Kitchen here.
Well, before we get into that, let's go ahead and get this guy out of the way. David, you're on Free Talk Live.
Get this guy out of the way.
And you say I'm the one who giggles like a girl.
Listen to you. You're a host on a national talk show, and the first thing you do is you start trying to fight with people the second you answer the phone. Good job, James.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So what's going on, David?
Well, what I told the call screener was Cantwell, political prisoner, and political prisoner is the phraseology that James used last night. And so, what makes Cantwell a political prisoner, James?
Who the hell is James?
I thought you were. I thought James said that you were James. He'd done some.
I would not get information from James if
man,
I was out there.
I'm just listening to Free Talk Live, man. That's where I give my information. You don't have any good information to give?
James doesn't.
So you had a question for Aria then?
So Aria, that's fine. We can default to Aria. Aria, what makes Cantwell a political prisoner?
That's a complicated question. Well, by definition, he has done no harm to anyone. He has said a thing that the state didn't like and that the state has said it is illegal. I think that almost by definition makes him a political prisoner.
But the problem is with Cantwell is it's like he's been begging for this for a long time. He's just such his character is such an a-hole. And do you know I hung out with Cantwell on and off over the years. And he's been nothing but a polite gentleman in person with me. He's never gotten like rude with. I mean, he's been fine. Yeah, the most angry I ever saw him live is when he lost his soapbox idol competition to MK Lords. That seemed to be kind of like where he started going downhill. That might have been his last Pork Fest too. I know he got banned from Pork Fest over.
Didn't he get banned for trying to run someone over or pulling a gun on someone or something like that?
I never heard anything like the only gun incident.
It was something aggressive. Categorically aggressive that he did.
He was talking about when it's okay to shoot a cop or something. So, I don't know.
He did have an article about that, when to shoot a cop or something like that.
Right.
Or maybe that was Larkin Rose, but Cantwell had something similar. But he got banned from Porkfest, I think, because he drove drunk. But he didn't threaten anybody.
Okay.
Oh, he drove around the campground drunk.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, that's like half of the Porcupine Freedom Festival.
Very few people are actually driving around, but walking around, strolling around. I tell you what's interesting. There's a lot of at Pork Fest that and they're pretty good about it. Is these unicycle electric one wheel things. You know what I'm talking about? Like the guys stand on them and you lean forward and it just drives you around. It's like or electric
Segway.
skateboard. Kind of like the Segway, and then you got the one wheels. I haven't heard of any drunk wrecks yet, but I'd be more concerned about drunk people riding, one wheels than driving a car, because you see the car coming. These one wheel things, the guy goes zipping by you, when you're walking around at the middle of the night. They're a little scary.
Okay, so that's Cantwell at Porkfest. So back to Cantwell, political prisoner, and forgive me if I was better, I wouldn't have to ask you to repeat. So back to the elements. Cantwell, he got arrested for, define what makes him a political prisoner again, because I kind of lost that in the beginning.
Already did that. He said a thing that the state says is illegal for him to say, and they arrested him over it.
Yeah, he didn't hurt anybody. There's no victim.
Despite the fact that people make those sorts of, quote, threats all day, every day on the internet. Yeah. You can't play Call of Duty without someone threatening to rape your wife. But those people aren't getting arrested by the FBI. No, it's because of his politics that they targeted him for making exactly the same threat that people make every single day on the internet.
Okay, got it. Now let me make Aria laugh. So let's compare that to David Olson and KUNM radio station. So they want to put me in prison for 4 years. They're criminally prosecuting me now.
Really?
So we're paralleling Cantwell so far. Yeah, and David Olson Lobo on Google will get you the University of New Mexico Lobo crime blotter, the article that they wrote up in their paper. So
I wish I could say I was surprised that you sit around Googling yourself, but I'm not.
Aria, you keep going off on these tangents. If you're involved in a law case and you're being criminally prosecuted and they want to put you in prison for 4 years on 4 different charges, why would a person not Google the article, the newspaper article printed in the University of New Mexico newspaper that contains their allegations and stuff like that? Why would somebody not Google that?
I mean, you should Google yourself often, I think. And if you're going to apply for a job somewhere, probably the first thing you're going to do is Google your name. So maybe you should Google your name and see what see what's going to show up.
So, David, what are the 4 charges that you're facing? Can you enumerate them?
They charge me. Yeah, there are 2 counts of New Mexico 30-20-12, which is using the telephone to harass, threaten, annoy, and a couple other words.
Okay.
And then there is a stalking, and there is a old-fashioned harassment. So there's 4 of them altogether.
Okay. And do you feel like you're not guilty?
Well, I know I'm not guilty, and what I want to do is compare
because from what I've heard, you do sound like you're stalking these people and probably harassing them based on how you obsess over them.
So then is Cantwell stalking and harassing when he threatens to rape a man's wife in front of her children?
I would say he was harassing, but that's not what he's been charged with.
Now, he didn't say rape. He said the F word, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But see, a lot of people have been trying to make some sort of distinction, and somehow, even though no one even considered whether or not the woman consented to this, somehow it could be consensual. No, disregarding a woman's consent is rape. Sorry.
Right.
That's rape. So yeah, he was threatening to rape the woman because
okay.
he was never like, oh, by the way, if your wife consents to it. No, her consent was irrelevant to the threat.
So his demeanor was of a rape demeanor.
Certainly.
Then okay, all right.
But still, that's not what he's being charged with. He's being charged with making threats across state lines or something along those.
Right. No. He's not making a threat to cross a state line. They're saying that he used an interstate form of communication.
That is literally what I just said, making a threat across state lines.
Okay.
But thank you for the pointless correction.
Yeah, thank you for the, let's see, think of an appropriate word. Thank you for the sarcasm, facetiousness.
So that's what he's being charged with, and the reason that his is BS is because there's no validity. There's no real chance that the threat is going to be carried out.
But anybody else would have an easier time beating us than Cantwell, because Cantwell has just got, I mean...
Like the people who say that crap in Call of Duty and World of Warcraft, they're breaking exactly the same law as Cantwell.
I mean, he could go in front of a jury, and a jury could just, everybody just, think this guy's a total a-hole and, not want to, let him go. I mean, he's got himself in a sticky situation.
Right. Okay. So back to what he did. I agree. He's a political prisoner, and based on his previous life experiences, let's say, give him some sort of notoriety, which puts him in a sticky situation, and the feds arrest him on something that thousands of other people without that notoriety do every day and don't get arrested. And therefore, that makes it a political prisoner kind of thing. I agree with all that. So using that case where you have Cantwell,
David, spit it out, man. You got 15 seconds.
Okay, so then
you're not going to make it anyway. This has been Free Talk Live. Head on over to freetalklive.com to check out the show archives going back more than 10 years. Again, that's freetalklive.com. We'll be back same time tomorrow.
Ever wanted to hook up with an attractive woman, but you couldn't because you were already in a relationship? Ever wanted to earn high income on low work hours? I'm Caleb Jones, and I've taught hundreds of thousands of men how to create low work, high income businesses and how to date women under your terms. Watch our free on-demand replay training with me so you can learn how to create location-independent income and date women the way you want. Go to alpha.freetalklive.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next.